Yeah. All right, we're live. Yeah, check it out. Can you see me? And what? Yeah.
I see you on YouTube. I don't see you on Facebook though.
You don't see it on Facebook?
Okay, wait. There you go. You on both.
Okay, what about Instagram?
Go to Instagram.
YouTube too, you said that was good on?
I'm watching on YouTube right now. Let's see. Instagram. Cool. Yep. Oh,
Uh, okay, so we good on all of them? You can hear me? You hear me? It don't sound like you hear me.
yeah, it's a delay, but I hear you.
Oh, it's a delay. It's a delay on the other ones.
But that's
But man, how does it hear? How does it sound when you hear it?
okay.
Is it like, can you hear me all right, or does it sound terrible, or what? Oh, it sounds good? All right, what about when I stand up? Because I'm going to be standing up like this. How does that sound? What's up, folks? We're live. We're just doing some testing right now. We're coming back. Don't worry. It looks good. Because I'm looking at this camera, that camera, this one. There's a serious delay on Instagram. Yeah, but you can hear me all right right here on Facebook. You can hear me all right. The mic sounds good. Huh? Volume is good. Nice and clear. Well, cool. All right. I think we're ready then. All right, cool. All right, write a comment. Can you write a comment on anywhere? All right, let me see if it come in. Forwarding the show. It's probably might be a delay. Can't post comments to some destinations. Share link. Yeah, still some comments in. Okay, there we go. There, I see the one on YouTube. I don't see nothing from Facebook though. Okay, send one on Instagram. What's that? We're still doing some testing. Don't worry, folks. We're testing all the equipment. If you're live, you're just joining us, man. We're in test mode right now. We're in test mode. I'm gonna let you know when we're actually live, when we're testing right now, folks. Okay, Facebook. Okay, what about Instagram? Okay. All right, only one I don't see is Instagram. It's all good. All right, we're good. All right, folks, here we go. We're live, man. We're live. We're about to go live on TikTok right now. We're going live on TikTok right now. We're about to go live on everything, folks. We're officially going live right now. Hmm? Okay. Everything's good? All right, let's go. All right, here we go, folks. We're going live. TikTok, here we go. Yeah, I don't know why the comments didn't come in on what's the name. But here we go, folks. We're live. We're back live again, man. We're trying this thing again. We're trying this thing again. I think we got it this time, though. I think we're here. You see me live? I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on TikTok. We live on TikTok. We live on we live on all we live everywhere, folks. How's everybody doing? We're back again. We're official this time. I think we officially got it this time, man. We worked out all the kinks and we're in the studio now. I think we're ready to go, folks. How are we doing today, folks? My name is Kelly, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airwaves of Houston, Texas. Now, got a couple of delays today, but do me a favor, bebop that screen. Bebop that screen. Share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with diabetes, pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, any form of diabetes like that, insulin resistance, folks, any of that, man. Forward this live over there to them, right? What are we talking about? What are we going to talk about today? Well, what we always talk about. And what is it that we always talk about? Here's what we always talk about. We always talk about diabetes, pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetes, borderline diabetes, insulin resistance, weight loss. Talk about all of that. But here's what we do. We put it in a simple, we make it very, very simple for you so that you have you're like, hey, well, how do you get rid of diabetes? Well, at the end of this live, folks, typically this is a 4-hour live, but today we've had some interruptions today. We had a lot of interruptions today, but we figured it all out. We have some technical issues, difficulties, a little bit of a learning curve, but we got it now. We live. We're streaming across everywhere. We're streaming, folks, everywhere. How we doing, folks? Coming into the room, do me a favor, folks. Tap in with me and let me know where you're from, man. What city are you from? What state you from? What country are you from? Tap in with your boy and let me know where you are from. Right. My name is Kelly, certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Been here 11 years. Been in Texas now for 14 years altogether. But the question is, where are you from? Where the folks from? Throw it in the chat, man. Where the folks from? Where are you from? Let's see. Man, appreciate the daily heart me. Appreciate the daily heart me. Like I said, man, been in Texas now for 14 years. Talk about all things diabetes. Well, why do you talk about all things diabetes, Kelly? Well, the reason I talk about all things diabetes is because I was once a diabetic. I had heart disease and I was obese, right? So diabetes, heart disease, and obesity, right? The triple whammy. I had them all. So I know a thing or two about what it takes to defeat type 2 diabetes. I know a thing or two about what it takes to kick heart disease. And I know a thing or two about what it takes to reverse, the kick heart disease and then to reverse all of the weight. See, what the crazy thing is I got diagnosed all of this at the very same doctor's visit, folks. So if you've ever been there, I understand why people would nearly have to be, like they nearly have to check out of here before they go to the doctor because you want to know why? It's because they don't want to get that diagnosis. Well, what diagnosis is that? Well, the same diagnosis that I got. What is that? Heart disease, obesity, and diabetes, all at the very same doctor's visit, folks. Old man, right? Michigan, straight out of Michigan, Louisville, Kentucky, folks. We're live across all the networks, right? We're on all of them. We're on all of the networks. We're live across the world. Eliza, can you eat cottage cheese? I know you say no milk. You can eat whatever you want. You know what I mean? I can't tell you not to eat that. I mean, it's totally up to you. As far as blood sugar is concerned, yeah, it's going to be okay for your blood sugar. As far as your overall health is concerned, no. No, that is not going to be great for your overall health. But for your blood sugar, sure. Let's see. Eliza, man, how'd you do after you finished the challenge? We want to know how you did. Check in with us. Let you know how it does. How'd you do after the challenge? Yay, I was worried. No need to be worried, Leslie. Like I said, even if I'm not on here, hopefully, you know what I mean, they'll let me hang out on here, but I got a lot of rules on here. And but if not, I'm easy to find, right? I'm easy to find everywhere, folks. Everywhere. Like we're everywhere. We're live everywhere right now. Everywhere. Let's see here. My fasting sugar, it was a 91 this morning. What do you think? I think that's great. If it was a 91, that's great. Where's it normal? Right? Where's it normal? Is it 91 is pretty decent. You want it in the mid 80s, but 91 that's still great. That's still great, right? If you're talking, you've been suffering from diabetes and you wake up and your blood sugar's at a 91, that is a win. But ideally, you want it to go between 70 and 100. Between 70 and 100 is ideally where you want it to go, where you want it to be. Okay, that was what I wanted to know. Yeah, no worries. I lost 15 pounds and my sugar is lower and I am still following what you showed me. Nice. You're 15 pounds down, right? And you're low and you have a lower blood sugar and you're still following what I showed you. Yeah, no doubt. Yes, I was looking. What were you looking? My sugar this morning, right now, my sugar is 84 right now. Man, that's amazing, Leslie. It's an 84 right now, but where was it? Let's just say like maybe, I don't know, maybe a month ago. Where was your blood sugar maybe a month ago? Would it be at an 84 right now? You hung out with me for a little week. You hung out with me for a little while. You did the 2-week blood sugar reset challenge, right? You accepted the challenge. 14 days. Everything's designed for you. All you got to do is follow the blueprint. You follow the blueprint. My sugar's an 84 right now. Yeah, so get to your questions, folks. Any questions you got for me? You know who I am, a little bit about me. If you just joined us, if you're new, I'm going to show you who I am and what I stand for. Like I said, I stand for helping people get rid of diabetes, type 2 diabetes specifically, quick, fast, and in a hurry, right? As little as 2 weeks. Are we going to get rid of diabetes in 2 weeks? No, we're not going to get rid of diabetes in 2 weeks. But here's what we're going to do in 2 weeks. We can put a major dent in it. We can put a major dent in it. A dent, D-E-N-T. We can put a dent in it in 2 weeks, right? My sugar, 84 right now. I got that one. Okay, here we go. Here's how I am, folks. Here's me. Here's who I was. I had diabetes, I had heart disease, and I was obese. So everybody who's just joining us, everybody who's new, right? Here's who I am. So now I'm a nutritionist, health coach, all of that stuff. But look at that. Before, man, obese, all of that. You name it. I was there, bro. I was there. Look at that. Look at that. Diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. All at the very same doctor's visits, folks. I was there. Yeah. So when I tell you I know a thing or two about what you're going through, man, I know a thing or two about what you're going through. Do me a favor, bebop this screen, double tap that screen, and share this live out with anybody that you know that's struggling with diabetes, all of that stuff, insulin resistance, all of that, man. So, but we've had a couple of interruptions today, but this one, man, this is the big one right here, right? We're not gonna have any more interruptions today. Fingers crossed. None of that. Hello, my sugar has been 69 to 102. Is that okay? 69 to 102. Yeah, I mean, it's between 70 and 100. Yeah, that's about right. Between 70 and 100. Yeah, that's about right. If it stays in there, if you got a good balance of those areas between about 70 and 100, give or take, yeah, you got a good balance. That's okay. Now, what is your overall A1C? Now, is this is this how long has it been going on? Is this the past 2 to 3 months this has been going on between 70 and 100? Boy, I mean, we got to know a little bit more information, but seems promising. I'll tell you that. Seems very, very promising. Let's see. Hello, my sugar has been 69. 102 after a meal. If your blood sugar is 102 after a meal, then hold on. My sugar used to be high in the high 200s. So I started changing my lifestyle, and now it's between 80 and 100. Ooh, man, Yaj, I love the sound of that. I love that. Your blood sugar used to be in the high 200s. Now it's in the 80s and the 100s because why? You changed your lifestyle. That's the key, folks. That's what we're going to concentrate on, folks. Change, right? Change is what you got to do to be able to defeat type 2 diabetes once and for all, to be able to kick the medication once and for all and say, you know what? I'm never going to take this medication ever again in life. I don't need this medication anymore. Something is going to have to change. How? Yeah, something is going to have, here's how. Something is going to have to change. That's how. Something. What's going to have to change? Something in your lifestyle. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Those are the 4 areas. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. You don't get those 4 areas right, we're not going to get rid of diabetes. That's the work that has to be done. We have to do this work. A lot of people think work is taking a bunch of medications. That's not the work. No. The real work is in the real work is in the work. I mean, the real work is in that lifestyle. Stress management, activity, eating, sleeping. You get those 4 areas right, man, amazing stuff. Amazing things are going to start to happen. Things are going to start to change. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how you can activate that, right? How you can activate those lifestyle choices. A1C 6.5. It's been about going on 2 years. So it's been that way going on for about 2 years, 6.5. The question is, how do we move it? How do we get it down? How do we get it down is through the power of your lifestyle. That, folks, is how we get it down. Folks, now let's talk about, now that you understand who I am, a little bit about me, a little bit about what I cover. Let's talk a little bit about, let's dig deep into it because we kept getting interrupted today. But this is the most important thing, folks, that you gotta be able to understand. And what the heck is that? The most important thing that you gotta understand is hemoglobin A1C. It's one of the most, if you are diabetic, having your hemoglobin A1C is the most important thing that there is. Hands down, it's not even close, right? It's a lot of important metrics, but this number right here, you really got to understand it. So I'm going to give you the how. I'm going to give you the how. I'm going to give you the what, sorry. I'm going to give you the what. And then we're going to talk about, after the what, we're going to talk about the how. How do you fix it? How do you bring the number down, Kelly? If you let your number get too high, how do you bring it down? That's it. Questions? Any questions before we get there? All right. So no questions yet. All good. Hemoglobin A1C. What the heck is a hemoglobin A1C? Here's what it is. A hemoglobin A1C is your body's, how does your body, here's what it is. Basically, how does your body process energy? That's what it is. How does your body process energy? Is it doing a great job processing energy, or is it doing a terrible job processing energy? Your hemoglobin, folks, is basically your oxygen. Every time you breathe, oxygen-rich blood goes to literally every cell of your body. Literally every cell of your body. Oxygen-rich blood. But here's the thing. If you don't have enough oxygen-rich blood going through your veins, what's going to happen? Here's what's going to happen. You're going to get tired very, very quickly, very quickly. You're going to be like, well, yo, why am I getting so tired so quickly? Well, you're getting tired quickly and fatigued. And if you've anemic, if you've ever gone to the doctor and they say, listen, you're anemic, put me in the chat. If you've ever gone, they say, I'm anemic, you're anemic, you have low iron or low iron, put me in the chat. If that's ever happened to you when you've gone to the doctor. Do me a favor, folks, and share this live out with anybody that you know that's struggling with diabetes, with type 2 diabetes, with PCOS, gestational diabetes, all of that. Share this live out there with them. Yeah, do me a favor. Yeah, always. Yep. Bebop that screen. Share the live out. Put it in the chat, folks. If you've ever gone and gotten and they say, listen, you're anemic, right? Only one. All right. Let's see if we got some questions. Yep. Me. There it is. Me. Got a couple of me's. Okay, me. What the hell is a hemoglobin A1C? I'm anemic. Yeah, you're anemic. Here's what happens. Oxygen-rich blood is not flowing through your veins. You've got, that's why you always get tired. So whenever you breathe, you're not getting enough oxygen, the iron so it's hemo means iron and oxygen. And then globin means protein. So you're not getting enough oxygen-rich blood going through every cell of your body. So as a result, you're going to get tired very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. A1C is how much sugar was attached to the hemoglobin over the past 3 months. Attached is not even a good word, though. A better word is stuck. How much sugar was stuck to your hemoglobin, basically your oxygen-rich blood. I don't know if you know, but oxygen's very, very important. Sugar, if you take a Jolly Rancher and you put a Jolly Rancher in your mouth and and it gets all sticky and it gets on your hand and gets nasty and you're like, ew, your hands are all sticky and they feel nasty. Yeah. You want to know what that's called? That's sugar. It's stuck. It's sticky. It's annoying. Well, it's the same thing that's happening to your hemoglobin. Your hemoglobin is basically under attack by too much sugar. That number goes anywhere between 4 and 30. That's where the number goes, anywhere between 4 and 30. Now, it can even go higher in some extreme cases, and it can even go lower in some extreme cases. But ideally, typically, your number is going to be anywhere between 4 and 30. Here's the thing. 4 and 30. Let's up the ante a little bit. Who knows what it means when you go and you get your A1C checked and your A1C comes back between a 5.7 and a 6.4. Can you tell me what happens when you come back and it's between a 5.7 and a 6.4? What does it mean, folks? What does it mean when you go to the doctor and they say, listen, here's your A1C and your A1C somewhere between that? What does it mean? Yeah, okay, let's see what we got. Let's see if we got some choices. Let's see if we got some folks out here. What does it mean? It means you're considered diabetic. Somebody said pre-diabetic. My last one was a 9.3. That's what your last one was a 9.3. That means it's good. That means I'm good. Mine is a 10. That means you're okay, someone says. Someone said you're insulin resistant. Yeah, that's it. There's a lot of this. Pre-diabetic, insulin resistance, 5.6. Okay, here's what it means. Yeah, it means that you're means you're pre-diabetic. Means you're not really a diabetic per se, that they say they didn't label you a diabetic yet, but it means that you've already started to develop. Let's just see. Who knows what the most important hormone is in your body? Can you tell me what the most important hormone is in the body, folks? Do you know what it is? Let's see. There's a lot of important hormones in the body, but the most important hormone in the body, can you tell me what it is? Throw it in the chat. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Some people said the blood. Some people said it's a lot of important hormones in the body, folks. But the question is, which one is the most important? Most important. Yeah. Yeah, we got some folks going in. Yeah. Okay. Somebody said insulin. What else? What else we got? Any other guesses? Any other guesses on what the most important hormone is in your body? Let's see. Only one guess. Okay, not too many guesses. Any guesses? Guesses going once, going twice, going 3 times. HGH. Let's see. Testosterone, somebody says. Okay, what else? What else we got? What else? Give me some more. Give me some more. Give me some more. Let's see. Insulin, somebody says. Okay. And yep, that's it, folks. It is insulin. Most important hormone in the body. And this number is an indicator of how insulin resistant you are becoming. It's saying that you're not 100%. It means that you're becoming insulin resistant, but it means it just hasn't gotten bad yet. But here's how I want you to think about insulin. I want you to think about insulin is if this is the most important hormone in my body, and this number is an indicator of how insulin resistant I am becoming, is that not a problem, folks? Is it not a problem that you are now becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body? Like that can't, I don't care how you swing it, I don't care how you look at it, I don't care what. If you're telling me this is the most important hormone in my body, it's so important that if you're diabetic, I mean, if you're a type 1 diabetic, they will actually give you insulin. You have to take insulin for the rest of your life. Did you know that? Why? It's because if you don't have insulin, you will not survive. You will not survive if you do not have the insulin coursing through your veins. So that is how important it is. So pre-diabetes just means that you have insulin resistance. It means it just hasn't gotten bad yet. That's all it means, folks. All right. What happens when your A1C gets to a 6.5 or better, folks? Your A1C starts getting up there to the 6.5, and you start getting into the 7s, you start getting into the 8s, you start getting into the 9s and the 10s and all that stuff. Like, what the heck does all of that mean, folks? Can you tell me what all that means? What does it mean? 7, 8, 9, 10? Throw it in the chat. What do you got? Throw it in the chat. What do you got? What does it mean? What can I do to reverse pre-diabetes? You're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to do the work. That's what we're going to talk about next. Right now, we're talking about what diabetes is, what hemoglobin A1C actually is. Then I'm going to tell you the work that you're going to have to do next to be able to bring this thing back down. If you let it get out of control, what's the work that you're going to have to do? I'm going to tell you that there's work involved. There's a whole lot of work involved when it comes to this. Now, if you ever had dreams of bringing this number down, there is work involved. Diabetes. There is work involved. That's what it means. If your A1C is at a 7, if it's at an 8, if it's at a 9, if it's at a 10, if it's at an 11, if it's at a 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, folks, 18. And you know what that means? That means that 19, 20, you know what that means? That means that there's some work that needs to be done. That means that you're so far in the danger zone that the doctors decided to give you some medication to try to bring your blood sugar back down, because that's the only way that, that's the only thing that's been helping you is to give you some medication, because they've gotten out, your blood sugar has gotten out of control. And when your blood sugar is out of control and insulin is out of control, everything else is thrown off in your body. It's like a domino effect. So here's what it means. Here's how the domino effect goes. You get diagnosed as having diabetes. The doctor says, here's some medication. Here's a whole bunch of medications and all that stuff. And then the next thing that they say is, like they told me, like, have a nice day. But here's what it means. Diabetes means that insulin, the most important hormone in your body, you're resistant to it. That's a problem. Secondly, this number is an indicator of how much sugar, the A1C, how much sugar has been stuck to your hemoglobin over the past 3 months, 2 to 3 months, 2 to 3 months-ish. How much sugar has been attached to that over the long haul? And here's the thing, the higher the number is, the more sugar that's been attached to your hemoglobin. What did we say hemoglobin was? hemoglobin is only just the most important. It's your oxygen, basically. Oxygen-rich blood. Every time you breathe in and out, goes oxygen-rich blood goes to every cell of your body, and same thing happens to insulin. Everywhere that glucose and oxygen-rich blood and insulin, like these things go through every cell of your body. So if you've got sugar attached to, stuck to it, better word, Jolly Rancher, remember? You got a sugar stuck to it, man, that is a problem over here. That's a problem. That means, here's what it means in simple terms. It means oxidation. It means this little thing called advanced glycation. Advanced glycation means, in simple terms, it means that your cells are rusting. This is all it means. It means that your cells are rusting. That's all it means. That if you think of a pipe, if you look at a pipe, right, and you're like, yo, check out this pipe right here, and it's all nice and clean the first time you get it, and then as the years go by, the pipe starts getting rusty and it all starts getting all nasty looking. Well, think of that pipe. Every time you think about that pipe, I want you to think about what's happening inside of your body. I want you to think about that. And the higher the number is, the more your cells are rusting. And what does that mean in simple terms? In simple terms, it means this. It means the higher the number is, it means the faster you're digging a grave with your teeth. It means the faster you're checking out of here. That's what it means. Very, very, very important number, folks. And it's a silent assassin. It's silent. Shh. You might even go to the doctor. You might like, yo, you go to the doctor, get your normal checkup. I'm like, get my yearly checkup. And you didn't even know, or maybe you hadn't gone to the doctor in like 2 years. And you come back and you get your number, and your number's at a 13. You be like, yo, how's my number at a 13? Doc, I didn't even feel it. Why am I at a 13, man? I didn't feel it. Why? That can't be right? You're gonna go question the doc. You're like, yo, doc, like, I'm not. This is what you'll say. I'm not claiming that. I ain't claiming that. You know what I'm saying? No, I ain't claiming that. I don't have no diabetes. No, I ain't claiming that. Well, here's the thing. Just because you're not claiming it doesn't mean that it's not true. Doesn't mean that it's not true. So, like I said, it's a silent assassin. Your A1C could be at a 13. Your blood sugar could be dangerously high, and you don't even know it. Kind of like a silent. It's kind of like a deadly ninja. Ninjas from the 1980s. Whoo! These guys, these ninjas, man. The only time that you know that a ninja was there is when it's too late. It's the same thing that happens with this A1C. The only time that it noticed that it's there is when it's too late. We don't want it to get high. Okay. And then if you combine that with a hurricane, a category 5 hurricane, and a ninja had a baby, it will be called type 2 diabetes. That's what it is. That's what it is, because of how dangerous these numbers are. So, folks, if this is making sense to y'all, right? This is making sense to you. If you now understand what it means to have a high hemoglobin A1C, put a health yes in the chat. Put health yes in the chat. If you're not going to take this number seriously, and you know that the higher the number is, the faster I'm checking out of here, the more years I'm taking off of my life. So if my number is at a 15, and if I got a young kid, that young child that I want to see them graduate and get married and all that stuff, the chances of me making it there are probably great, or not probably, they are greatly increased with this high, if I continue to have a high A1C. All right, so put a health yes in the chat, folks, if this is making sense to you. How can you get the number? How can I get my number down? By doing the work. That's what we're going to talk about next. I want you to understand what it is first. I want you to understand what it is. Put a health yes in the chat, folks. Let's see. Health yes. There we go. There we go. Let's see if we're working today. See if the people are paying attention today. Health yes. Any other health yeses? Only one health yes. If this is making sense. Okay, a couple folks is making sense too. Yep. So we're good. We're live. Okay. Y'all are hearing me, folks. I like it. Yeah, health yes. My number is a 5.2. Yeah, ideally that's where you want it. Ideally, you want it between a 4.9 and my pen is not cooperating. 4.9 to about 5.3. That's where you want it ideally, folks. About a 4.9 to a 5.3. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, health, yes. This is making sense to y'all. Yeah, okay, great. Great. So that's what you wanted ideally. Let's see. Let's get back to any questions. Any questions on what that is? So we're not confused about what an A1C is and why the number is important. Because if you've got plans for the future, you might want to take this number a little bit more seriously. All right, now let's get down to the next thing, folks. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Now we're getting down to the nitty gritty, folks. Now, taking metformin and Mounjaro. Yeah, if you're taking metformin and Mounjaro, how do you feel about that? Here's my philosophy, folks. My philosophy is this. It should always be lifestyle first. Here's what we talk about. People talk about like, well, how do you bring the number down, Kelly? How do you bring it down? Here's what you're going to have to do. I'm going to tell you, it's going to involve some work. While doing the work, do you still need to take the meds? Well, that's between you and your doctor. I can't tell you not to take your meds and I'm not your doctor. It's not medical advice. I can't tell you to do that. But what I can tell you to do is I can tell you to do this. I can tell you to maintain your pace. I can tell you to maintain your pace. That is what I can tell you, folks. Maintain your pace. PACE for optimal health. What the hell does that mean, folks? Maintain your pace for optimal health. This, folks, is going to be your new meds. This is an often neglected form of healing. It's an often neglected form of healing, folks. Right here. Let me go on this side. It's an often neglected form of healing, and it's called lifestyle medicine. So it should always be, here's how it would always be. It should always be like this. Lifestyle first, medication second. If you cannot fix it with the diet and the lifestyle, you can't fix it with the diet and the lifestyle, folks. Okay, then we can start talking about adding in some medication. But the thing is, you got to exhaust. You got to exhaust everything. You got to exhaust all your stuff in your lifestyle, because here's the thing about diabetes, folks. Here's the thing about type 2 diabetes in particular and insulin resistance. It was caused by your diet and lifestyle. This is the work that we're going to have to do. This is the only way that we're going to get rid of diabetes. We can't medicate it away. We can't, like somebody said, Mounjaro and all the other ones, metformin. You can't Mounjaro and metformin it away. You can't do it. The reason you can't Mounjaro and metformin it away is because it wasn't a Mounjaro or metformin didn't cause it. Right? Maybe you got it from steroids. Okay, we could talk about some steroids maybe causing it. All right, insulin resistance, I get it. But if it wasn't steroids, guess what it was? It was your lifestyle. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. It means you got these areas wrong in your life. In your 20s, you got them wrong. In your 30s, you got them wrong. And then in your 40s, it finally caught up to you, just like it did for me. Here's the foundations of health, folks. These are the key pillars. The P stands for peaceful. Peaceful mind, folks. That's what happened. Peaceful mind. You got to have one. You got to have a peaceful mind. And you're like, well, what the hell is a peaceful mind, Kelly? Stress. That's what I'm talking about. Stress management. Stress causes you to go, appreciate the follow. Stress causes you to go, your body to go, we're in fight or flight mode, folks. If you don't know what fight or flight mode means, it means basically your body's in danger. Your body says like, I'm in danger. So let's release some adrenaline. Let's release some cortisol. That's what your body says. Release some adrenaline, release some cortisol. That's what your body says. And because you're getting ready to fight, like you got to fight a bear, you got to fight a lion, you got to fight a tiger, you got to fight some dude who's just up on the street. Some dudes tried to jump you, so you're like, yo, bro, you know what I'm saying? When some dudes try to jump you, you got to have some energy to fight off of these dudes. It's called adrenaline and it's called cortisol. And what that does is it causes the domino effect. It causes your liver to release stored blood sugar. Stored blood sugar is now released so that you can fight off so that you can fight these dudes who are trying to gang up on you. You're trying to fight these dudes. Like, yo, get out of here, dudes. You know what I'm saying? Trying to fight these dudes off. All right. But when you fight the dudes off, you got the energy in your muscles. So that's why the blood sugar comes out, so you can get that extra energy. It's why you get all charged up when you get angry. It's why you get all charged up when you get antsy. It's like, where'd that strength come from? You'd be like, I don't know where that strength came from. Well, I can tell you where it came from. That's called your that's called your sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight. But here's the thing about stress. It's supposed to go down. It's supposed to go back down after the event's over. But it doesn't. What if it doesn't? If it doesn't, now your blood sugar stays elevated because it still thinks you're fighting somebody. Still, it stays elevated because it thinks that you're still going to fight somebody. And as a result, hours and hours and months and weeks, and you're chronically stressed. And then you just got blood sugar. And in response to blood sugar, what do you got? Insulin, more insulin to combat all of this blood sugar from you being stressed out. So this, folks, is how your diabetes doesn't get better. This is how you cannot lose the weight, because insulin is a fat storage hormone. Think about it, right? It's a whole domino effect. So what do you got to do? You got to figure out how to manage your stress, right? Here's the thing about stress. Stress, here's what the definition is the desire for things to be different than they are in this present moment. So what do you got to do? Realize that you can't control the outside. The 3 M's is what I recommend. What are the 3 M's? Meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. Find find ways. Thank you for the daily heart me. Find time to meditate, right? Some people pray, meditate. Some people, so pray, meditate. It's meditation, mindfulness, and meeting with your therapist. Those are the 3 M's. Meditation. Again, that could mean prayer, whatever it means, meditation means for you. Meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. 3 things. Those are the 3 M's that you gotta be able to, when it comes to stress. You got your kids getting on your nerves, you got your spouse getting on your nerves, you got your mother-in-law getting on your nerves, your boss is getting on your nerves, traffic is getting on your nerve, the weather is getting on your nerves. Everybody's getting on your nerves. Why? It's because, here's the thing, you can't control the outside stuff. You can't. Once you realize that you can't control the outside stuff, that's when you get the power. Woo, active body, folks. Active body. Woo, that's the A. Active body. You're like, well, what did Kelly? Like, yo, Kelly, yo, bro, for real, man? Like, I am so allergic to activity that it's not even funny. This is what you may say, Kelly. Listen, bro. I'm so allergic to activity that it's not even funny. Is it possible to be allergic to activity, Kelly? But here's what I'll say to that. If you ever wanted to get rid of diabetes, if you ever wanted to get off of the medication, like these are your dreams, and they start to pull you forward, you've got to be willing to disobey your comfort zone. When your dreams begin to pull you forward, like, I got to get off of the meds. I want to get off the meds. I want to get my life back. I want to do all this stuff. Like, you see all these dreams and they're pulling you forward. You got to be willing to disobey your comfort zone. The dreams are pulling you forward, calling your name. Hey, get off of the meds. Got to do the work. But your comfort zone's like, yo, you better not go do that work. Because who's gonna watch all these Netflix shows? Who's gonna watch all these in your comfort zones? Like, yo, who's gonna watch all these Netflix shows with me? You got to be a couch potato. Come on, man. So when you listen to that voice, that's called not being active. That's called not maintaining your pace. So here's what you got to do: 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. Kelly is preaching a good word. Step it on my toes. Yeah, because it's the work, man. It's the work. That's what people say, like, yo, bro, like you messing up my vibe, bro. Like, you talking about getting out of comfort zones and stuff. Like, dude, what are you on? Are you okay, Kelly? Like, let's check your temperature. Talking about getting outside of a comfort zone. Nah. But if you ever wanted to get off of those meds, you're gonna have to do that. That's what you're gonna have to do. Because it's called lust, folks. It's called lust. You know what lust is? Lust is wanting something and not be willing to put in the work that is required. That's what lust is. Okay, not be willing to put it in. This is the work. Active body, 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, moderate intensive movement. That means that if you're on the treadmill, that means that you can talk, but you can't sing. If you're on a treadmill and if you can sing, like if you're a big musician or something, you can sing at the top of your lungs, like, I'm on a treadmill. You can sing, folks. No, that's not right. That's not right. You should be able to talk, but you shouldn't be able to sing. Should be able to talk, but you shouldn't be able to sing. All right. So if we can sing, that means that we're not maintaining that. That means we need to pick up the pace. Now, am I saying you got to go out and be a world-class athlete? Am I saying you got to go out and be an Olympian and do all the most amazing high athletic stuff, go on like breaking world record heights and going on ultra marathons and all of that stuff? Am I saying you got to do that? No. I ain't saying you got to do that, but I am saying you got to be active. I am saying that hanging out in your comfort zone, watching Netflix with Cheeto dust hanging out of your belly button is not going to cut it. It ain't. You might think it is, but that's your comfort zone saying, yeah, we like this, we like this Netflix. We like, what's the new show we're going to binge watch? This is what your comfort zone is saying. What is that new show we're going to binge watch? One of those shows takes like 45 minutes. You can replace one of those shows, one of those binge watching worthy shows with some movement. You can go for a fun dance. You can just put on a video on your screen in your living room and do a nice little workout video, whatever, something that you will do, something that feels good to you that you will do. You can be going out and playing frisbee with your dogs. You know what I mean? You can wrestle your kids. You can do all kinds of stuff. You don't got to be a freaking athlete. You just got to be active. The reason you want to be active is because muscles are hungry and they love energy. What kind of energy? Oh yeah. What kind of energy do they love? Glucose. That's the kind of energy that they love. They love glucose. So what's glucose? Glucose is the stuff that's giving you energy. That's blood sugar. That's what it is. Okay. So blood sugar, muscles love blood sugar. They're hungry. So that's why they tell you to go walk after a meal. The reason you want to go walk after a meal or do some kind of activity is because your muscles are going to soak up all of the blood sugar from the meal that you just ate. Because muscles are hungry. They need the energy right now. If you're running out, if you're hitting the weights, it's like we need the energy right now. If you're working out, right? If you're walking and you're huffing and you're puffing, your muscles are like, we need the energy right now. So what happens is it bypasses your pancreas and it doesn't even have to use insulin. It doesn't need permission from insulin to enter the cells at this point. That's the job of insulin, folks. The job of insulin is to open up the door to the cell so that the energy can come into the cell. That's the job of insulin. But if you're insulin resistant, like we've been talking about, then that's a problem. But here's the thing. Like I said, if you're moving your body, your muscles are going to uptake that glucose right away. And then you'll see your numbers start to go down. So that's why, folks, you got to maintain your pace. You got to be active. These are the meds. I can't prescribe you these meds, folks. The doctor can't prescribe you these meds. The only person that can prescribe you these meds, lifestyle meds, is you. You're the only person that can do it. That's it. You're the only person that can do it. The fifth, clean eating. Clean eating, folks. What the hell is clean eating? Now I'm gonna fly over this one because we're gonna talk more about clean eating in the upcoming and coming here shortly. We're gonna talk about clean eating, folks. So what do I talk about clean eating? Clean eating is like this: real food. You want to eat real food, real whole unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. Something that comes from a tree, something that comes from a branch, something that comes from a leaf, something that comes from here, there, wherever. Something that comes from another source. I mean, a source, something that once had dirt on it. Sorry. Something that once had dirt on it, something that once was grown, right? Or lean cuts of lean protein, right? Chicken, beef, tofu, tempeh, fish, whatever it is that you eat. Just make sure it's on the leaner side. Whatever you eat, just make sure it's on the leaner side. So whether it's beef, whether it's chicken, whether it's eggs, whether it's salmon, whether it's tofu, whether it's tempeh. Now, the stuff that I'm not talking about on the clean eating is this. Here's what I'm not talking about when I talk about clean eating. I'm not talking about processed food, processed meat, things like bacon, you know, everybody's favorite, bacon, salami, hot dogs, what else? Bologna, deli meat, turkey sausage, all of the stuff, all the processed meat, bratwurst. And for my Louisiana folks, I know we got some Louisiana folks on here. I'm gonna hurt somebody's heart, but boudin, folks, boudin is, yeah, you don't want to. Boudin is it tastes. I know it tastes delicious. I've had it before. Been to Louisiana a time or two, and yeah, it tastes good, but it ain't good for you. It tastes real good, but it ain't good for you. Okay, that's not clean eating. Okay, boudin, just so we're clear. Like I said, we're gonna fly through this section, folks. So we're gonna spend the next hour. We're gonna talk about all things clean eating, folks. All things clean eating. So do me a favor, folks. Yeah, keep on bebopping the screen, man. Share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with any form of insulin resistance. Holler at your boy. Holler at your boy. And then also here. So the last part. So that's clean eating, but we're gonna spend a whole bunch of time talking about clean eating coming up next. So don't worry. So what's next? The last part of it. The last part of the quadrant is the E. The E, the most important one. One of the most important ones that people take for granted. It's effective. Effective what? Any guesses? Any guesses on what is effective what? It's effective. So we all got an acronym. We got effective, we got clean, we got active, we got peaceful. What do you think the next part of this one is? What do we think it is? Ooh. That's it. Sleep. Man. Effective sleep. Effective discipline. Nice. But it's effective sleep. This is the last part. There's actually 6 parts, but I just broke it down into 4 so I can make it nice and easy for you, right? So you can remember. We'll talk about the other 2 though. We can. But effective sleep is the 4th part. It's the one that brings it all together. It's the one that can destroy everything. You may think, Kelly, man, I've been working hard, bro. I've been working out like a lot, man. I've been eating good, and man, I've been eating great, man. I've been eating nice, balanced meals, man. All of this stuff, everything's nice and balanced. But at the end of the day, I still can't lose the weight. At the end of the day, I still can't. I can't lose the weight, and I can't. What else? I can't bring my blood sugar down. It's stuck. It's been like somebody said earlier. They've been at 6.5 for the last 2 years. They can't get it. They can't get out of 6.5. It could be that you're not getting enough effective sleep. 6 to 9 hours. 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep. All right. It said what somebody said. Honestly, this was for more than diabetes. I chose this way because of my mom having her diabetes. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. These are the pillars of health. This is not just diabetes, folks. They were absolutely right. This is not just for diabetes. This is the pillars of health. These are the pillars of health. These are the basics. These are the core health values, like that you gotta master. Effective sleep, 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep, especially if you work that night shift. You work that night shift, you work in that graveyard shift, you better be very, very diligent about your sleep. You better be so diligent about your sleep that it's not even funny. Like sleep, I got to be super, super diligent about my sleep. You better be diligent about your sleep. You feel me? But if not, it'll throw the whole thing off. Why? Because here's what happens when you sleep. Your body reboots itself. It's when your body repairs itself. It's when all the energy, all like the stuff. It's like when you go to sleep, everything is literally concentrated on your brain. Like, yeah, other functions in the body, but the main point of sleeping, one of the main points of sleeping is to reboot your brain every single day so that you can wake up the next day and you can take on the world. You can take on the world the very next day because you woke up, you're fresh. This is why you spend a third of your life sleeping, folks. A third of your life. About 33% of your life is spent sleeping. That's a third. 8 hours a day. Depending on, give or take 6 to 9, but somewhere around that 8 hours. A third of your life sleeping. The reason that you sleep so much is because you need that to restore yourself. So here's the thing. Here's what happens, folks. Let's just say you wake up you're eating good. Say you're eating good. You're moving your body. You're doing all that stuff. But you're sleeping like trash. Here's what's gonna happen. It's gonna throw the whole thing off now. Now the whole thing is thrown off. You're like, well, what the hell's thrown off, Kelly? Well, this is thrown off. The whole cycle. You're not maintaining your pace. Because here's what happens when you don't get enough effective sleep. Your body says the very next day, I'm more insulin resistant. The very next day, I'm gonna go raid the fridge. Who's had a poor night of sleep, and the very next day, all you want to do is go raid the dang on fridge. You're just gonna stand in front of the fridge and be like, yo, fridge, you and I, we got a date. We got a date, fridge. And you just going through there and just like, tearing everything up. Who's ever having a poor night of sleep? You wake up the very next day and you're hungry. You're like, yo, bro, I'm hungry. All right. Anybody, let me see. Anybody ever experienced that before? But I love the fridge. Yeah. So what happens is, folks, here's what happens. Lack of sleep is a stressor. I'm going to keep it super simple. Lack of sleep is a stressor. It stresses your whole body out by not getting enough sleep. And as a result, here's what's going to happen. You could be working out, you can be eating and working out great, but you're not getting enough effective sleep. So therefore, your peaceful mind is out the window. It's because that's stress. Remember what we said, what happens when you get stressed? Remember that little sentence, adrenaline, cortisol. Remember that? Yeah, adrenaline and cortisol gets released. And then you got a lot of blood sugar going through a lot of blood sugar going through. And then as a response to that, now you got a lot of insulin coming through. A lot of insulin coming through. All right. So this is it, folks. And then as a result of you getting poor sleep or you being stressed out, now you can't lose the weight. Now you can't bring your blood sugar down, all because you weren't maintaining your pace. Now, folks, if you want to learn more about this, you can click the link in my bio and take the masterclass. It is a masterclass that you can take, folks. It's absolutely free. Go take the masterclass. It's absolutely free, where I break down the formula. Click the link in my bio and register for the masterclass. It's absolutely free. You get what I'm saying? And take the quiz. It is a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. These are the two things that, again, in the masterclass, what am I going to do in the masterclass? I break down I give you tactics and peaceful mind. I give you like I said, the 3 M's. That was one of the tactics. Active body. I give you tactics in active body. What kind of tactics do I need? What kind of strategies do I need to be active, to make it, to seamlessly fit it into my lifestyle. Okay, what type of clean eating do I need? I'm giving you tactics in clean eating, and I'm giving you tactics in effective sleep, folks. Two things that you can do: register for the quiz and register for the master class. They were both absolutely free. The only thing that you got to pay, folks, here's all you got to pay. You just got to pay attention. You just got to pay attention. That's all you got to do. If you can pay attention in this master class, man, you're golden. So that's all you got to do. So any questions on here, folks? Any questions on this right here? Let's see if we got any questions. See if we got. Oh, I started your 14-day challenge and I'm on day 3. No doubt. Somebody started a 14-day blood sugar reset challenge and she's on day 3. She's Jessica. Oh, I don't know if it's a he or she, but let me say there. They are on day 3 of the 14 day. You see 14 days up here? They're on a 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What are we doing on the 14-day challenge? Man, I'm teaching you how to do clean eating. We're teaching you how to do clean eating in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, man. A couple other people have already joined the challenge already. And these people are joined the challenge. Look, they're on day 3. She's on day 3. She said she cleared it up for me. She is on day 3 of the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What are we doing there? Like I said, number one thing is go register for the quiz. Then go take the master class. It's a free master class where I break down this whole thing. And then for my action takers, literally, seriously, if you are seriously ready to get outside of your comfort zone, if you have seriously gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, where it's downright necessary, like, yo, change is not just desired, folks. I need this now because diabetes has really, really got to me. It's really, really stomping a Mississippi mud hole in me, as they say. So now I'm at to the point where I want to do something about it. And those are the people who have accepted my 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, folks. So let's see if we got any questions. Any questions? Yes, happens to me. Yes, all the time. And I work the 3rd shift. Yep. You work that 3rd shift. If you work that 3rd shift, here's the thing. Man, you got to be so diligent with your sleep. I mean, you got to take your sleep so seriously that it ain't even funny, man. Like, yo, like my sleep, I'm not messing around when it comes to that at all. I ain't messing around at all. Because if you don't get enough sleep, you're already fighting nature. You're already working the 3rd shift where you're supposed to be asleep. Nature said you're supposed to be asleep when the sun goes down. So at 2 a.m., you're supposed to be asleep. Not supposed to be up working. So what does that mean? That means that you have to be so diligent and writing, like, if anybody comes try to steal your time, like, no, you're not stealing my time. Because this is my time. This is my sleep time. You ain't stealing my time. And if somebody, hey, calling you, hey, trying to do this or do that, or somebody wants you to do this, and you know that that's interrupting your sleep time, this is what I want you to say to them. Not right now, but if that changes, I'll call you. If somebody wants you to do something and you know that you don't want to do it, you just use this response right here. You don't have to say no. You don't have to just clearly come out and say no. But here's how you can tell them so that they get the point. You say, not right now, but if that changes, I'll call you. You see what I just did there? And that is how you can get control back in your health, right? That is how you can restore, right? I need this. I came right on time. Yes, you did come right on time. Yes, you did come right on time. Is vitamin supplements good? Yeah, all supplements are great. We all human beings, we need supplements because I don't care what diet you're on. Give me this diet, that diet, whatever. It doesn't matter what diet you're on. The point is, you got to have these supplements though, because everybody's deficient in something. So one of the very first ones that I recommend is a methylated multivitamin, not a regular multivitamin, but a methylated multivitamin. Methylation. It's got to be methylated. Get one of those. Start with those, a methylated multivitamin. How fast of a time frame can you take it down from an 11 to a 7? Well, the A1C is the average over 3 months. Let's say it could probably happen a lot sooner than that, depending on how focused you are, depending on how determined you are. And it depends on how your body specifically responds. Some people could do it. Some people could be like, yo, I took mine from an 11 to a 7, quick, fast, and in a hurry. And some people are like, man, it may take me it took me a whole year to bring mine down from 11 to a 7. You know what I'm saying? Some people could be different. Everybody's different how their body responds. So yeah, it could be quick or it could be fast, but the average is you get your A1. It's an average of 3 months over the last 3 months, 2 to 3 months. Let's see here. Sea moss, yeah, sea moss is good. Sea moss is a good supplement. Lots of vitamins and lots of minerals in them. 92 essential minerals in sea moss. Sea moss is great. You're quite welcome. I did it in 2 months. Yeah. You did it in 2 months. You took your from an 11 to a 7 in 2 months. That is amazing. Shout out to you. You did it in 2 months. Dang, that's amazing. That's amazing. 2 months, folks. All right, so here we go. So no questions on this? No questions on what it means. What's the work that you're gonna have to actually do? Now, here's the thing. If there's no questions, I want you to remember this, that it's comfortable to stay where you are, but it's life-changing to realize the person that you could become. If you master these, if you start putting this stuff into action, right? And you start telling your comfort zone, no comfort zone, your comfort zone starts listening to you, like you start getting like, I don't feel like being in my comfort zone today, but like, which one is it that you really want? Do you want your comfort zone or do you want to reverse diabetes? Comfort zone or reverse diabetes? Because they don't go hand in hand with one another. Comfort zone and diabetes don't go together. Comfort zone and reversing diabetes, don't go together. They don't. It's kind of like balance versus focus. Balance versus focus. You can't be balanced and focused at the very same time. You can't be in balance and you can't be focused at the same time. What does that mean? That means if I'm balanced, that means I'm just living my life. I got balance here, I got balance there, I've got balance here, I've got balance in this part of my life, I got balance. Everything's all balanced. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you got to focus to do the work. To focus, you got to focus to be able to get rid of diabetes. So it's never winter and summer in the same place at the same time. So you got to be focused. You got to follow one course until successful. So comfort zone and reversing type 2 diabetes, they don't go hand in hand. They're two opposite sides of the coin. You're going to have to do the work. Fructosamine levels gives a 2-week period reading of your blood sugar. Okay. You're getting super technical. Fructosamine. Nice. Cinnamon tea and lemon first this morning before you eat breakfast, 8.3 to 5. Cinnamon tea and lemon first this morning before you eat breakfast, 8.3 to 5.9. Your A1C1, what do you mean 8 point? Are you using a different metric? What do you mean 8.3 to 5.9? Which country are you in, Rima? It might not be, you might be using a different metric than we use in the USA. You know what I mean? So yeah. But here we go, folks. That's it. That's it. No questions on this. Maintaining your pace. Like I told you before. Take the quiz, folks. Take the quiz and register for the master class. And then for my action takers, for the people who are ready to get outside of their comfort zone. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? 14 days, 42 meals, all designed by me. It is a blueprint. It is a blueprint to transforming your health. The same process that I put myself through, the same process that all of my clients go through, is everybody goes through the 2-week challenge. The 2-week challenge is designed. That's what it's designed to do. It's designed to challenge you. It's designed to challenge you as much as possible. Because are we going to get rid of diabetes in 2 weeks? No, we're not going to get rid of diabetes in 2 weeks. Because like we just told, it's an average of 3 months. 3 months, and then if we really want to see if you got rid of it, check it again in 6 months. If your numbers are still great, okay, now we can say you're officially no longer diabetic. That's why I went back to the doctor a year later, and I was good. I didn't take any medication that whole time. I just used that lifestyle medicine, and as a result, no longer diabetic, no longer heart disease, no longer obesity, right? So that's what the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is about. Over a couple hundred people have already joined this 14-day challenge, right? You want to learn more, click the link in my bio, click right up here and click there, click on my picture again, click the link in my bio, whole bunch of goodies. That link in my bio, folks, is like Disney World for a diabetic. Disney World for a diabetic. You want to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, you want to make sure you use this discount code right here, SAVE20. SAVE20 is the discount code that you're going to want to use when you're checking out. Now, it's $99 to join the challenge. $99 to join the challenge. But while I'm live, if you use that live discount code, use that live discount code, SAVE20, you're joining the challenge today for $79. $79 to join the challenge today, the blood sugar reset challenge, which so many people have already done, right? So somebody else is asking about what exercises should I do while on the 14-day challenge? Like we talked about in peace or an active body, you got to do something that works for you. Get out there and just start being active. Start being active. Like I gave you some examples before. You can go out, play with your dog, play frisbee, go for a walk. You could you can put on a DVD not a DVD. This is not 1999. you can put on some videos on the TV, cast them on the TV, and just go to put in workout videos, home workout videos, and just start with something that you're comfortable with. Like if you've gone from if you don't exercise at all, just start off slow. Start off with something that you're comfortable with, right? And then just start moving your body, start being active. Like I said, it could be a fun dance. It could be power driving your kids. It could be anything that you will do that gets you moving, gets your blood, get you a little bit of huffing and puffing. You understand? First time here. What's up, Sheila? Shout out to your first time here. Yeah, that discount code is SAVE20. Where can I get that shirt? Man, I don't even know where I got this shirt from, boss. I don't even know where I get this shirt from. I've had this shirt for, I've got so many shirts. If you can see, if you follow me, you'll see that I specialize in shirts. That's what I do. That's my brand. Well, my brand is the guy who helps people with diabetes and makes it super, super simple. And he wears the crazy shirts. He wears those shirts, bro. Like he helps people with diabetes and he wears those shirts. That's kind of what he's known for. All the fastest stepper dance. Yeah, you can get out there and do some stepping, LaTanya. You can get out there and step in the name of love. You know what I mean? You can get out there and step. Go step. If you want to go step, go step. Go step with your sorority sisters. You know what I mean? Go step. You know what I mean? You could be active. So whatever that you do that gets you moving. That's where we start. And then we can start getting into the more specific and advanced stuff, but just start off on something that you will do. All right. I know we having a real convo. Apologies. Yeah, no doubt about it. We having a real conversation. Love the content. No doubt about it. I appreciate that. Kinj. Appreciate that. Cool. All right. But now that we covered all of that, now that we talked about A1C, then we talked about how to fix the A1C. Put a me in the chat. If you are now the person who is going to do the work, you say, Kelly, I know the work that I have to do now. I know the work that I got to do. I know what I got to do. You show me the work that I got to do, but what is it? What kind of mindset? What how do I kind of what kind of mindset? Like what do I need to motivate me every day, Kelly? Like what do I mean to motivate me? All right, 8.8 to 5.8. Okay. Like what do I need to motivate me every day, Kelly? And here's how you motivate yourself. Now, I'm going to keep it real with you. Motivation is not something that's going to come around every day. You're like, every day you're going to wake up and I'm motivated. You ain't going to do like that every day. I missed what I was supposed to do. What you're supposed to do is the work: peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Now it's a lifestyle medicine formula. If you want to learn more about that lifestyle medicine formula, click the link in my bio and register for the masterclass. You register for that masterclass, and then I'll break down that 4-part formula: peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Those are the 4 areas, folks. So yeah, click the link in my bio. Is 5'3" still pre-diabetic, or should it be lower? 4.9 to 5.3 is perfect. That's an ideal range. That's ideally where you want it. Somewhere around in that range. That means you're very, very insulin sensitive. You're 4.9 to about 5.3, you're in a good range. You don't want it to go any higher than 5.3, but you're in a good range. If you're at a 5.3 is, I would say, let's not go any higher than that. You're good. You're golden. Right? You start ticking up to the 5.4 and the 5.5. Okay, now your body, now what they're saying is your body's not responding to insulin as good. And then you really got to start maintaining. You really got to pick up the pace at that point. If your body is not not very, very insulin sensitive, we got to start picking up the pace. You feel what I'm saying? My A1C was a 6.1. Okay. Your A1C is a 6.1. That means that you're in the danger zone. It means you're not a diabetic. You're not for the what is the word I'm looking for? For the actual diagnosis, you're not a diabetic yet, but you are becoming very insulin resistant. We talked about insulin earlier. We talked about that earlier. My A1C is at a 7. All right. Now, folks, we're gonna shift gears a little bit. We know what diabetes is. We know what a hemoglobin A1C is now. We covered that. And then we know what to do to fix it. We know that we know what work has to be done. We know what medication has to be done. The next is, how do you get motivated to do the work every day? And here's what to do. I want you to go in 5 good reasons. I want you to do this. 5 good reasons. I want you to write this down. I want you to write them down. Not even put it on the paper, not even put it nowhere. Not even put it on your phone. I want you to literally not type it. I literally want you to write this like old school pen and pad. Get your old school pen and pad and write down. Kelly told me the work that I have to do. Now, what's the mindset that I have to do? I want you to say 5. I want you to write this down. 5 good reasons as to why I deserve better health. 5 good reasons as to why I deserve better health. And you write that down. You're going to be coming on. You're going to be like, listen, right off the rip, you're going to write them down. You're going to come out with 2, 3 right off the. You're going to come out with 2 easy. You're going to say something like my kids. You're going to say something like, my family, right? You're going to come up with the first 3. They're going to come off the dome pretty quickly. But then those last 2, 4, and 5, I said good reasons. I didn't just say any reasons. I said, give yourself 5 good reasons as to why you deserve better health. 5 good reasons. And then you just plaster that thing, literally. You look at that thing every single day. What are those reasons? Because what that's going to do is when you wake up one day and you're like, I don't want to do the work, Kelly. I don't want to have an active body. I don't want to do clean eating, Kelly. I don't care anything about effective sleep. I stayed up all night playing Atari. I stayed up all night last night playing Atari, Kelly. And I don't want to do anything. And when you wake up, and when you look at those reasons, good reasons, you look at those reasons, you'll be like, yeah, okay. I don't need motivation. I need reasons. And if you got enough reasons, you can put 5, but you can put even more than that. The more, the better. If you got 7 reasons, great. If you got 8 reasons, 10 reasons, 20 reasons, 30 reasons, 40 reasons, great. Because reasons come first, folks. Answers come second. You might be like, Kelly, I don't know how to do this, man. I don't know how to do it. But if you got enough reasons, I bet you'll figure out how. I bet you will figure out how. Let's just say, for instance, if somebody kidnapped your kid. If somebody kidnapped your kid and be like, listen, we need you to come up with whatever the ransom is. We need you to come up with that ransom by tomorrow. Come up with the ransom by tomorrow or by whatever. You got 2 days to come up with the ransom. And they got your kid, right? So you're going to be like, are you just going to hang out and be like, man, I don't know. It's just my kid. No, you're going to be like, hell yeah, I'm going to get you're going to come up with you got reasons at that point. That's a reason, isn't it? I bet you will find a way to come up with that ransom, whatever the bad guys want. You come up with the ransom money or whatever it is that they want. because you had enough reasons. And it's the same thing that happens with your health. If you've got enough reasons, you'll get rid of diabetes. You'll figure out a way to get rid of type 2 diabetes. Just like I did. I had enough reasons. The question is, do you have enough reasons? Atari? I did Atari on purpose, man. I do date myself. I told you I grew up in the 80s and the 90s. This is 90s stuff. This is 80s stuff. I grew up in I'm a big 80s and 90s guy, man. I'm sorry. Everything I do is the 80s. I live in like a time capsule. Surprised I know how to work TikTok. You know what I mean? I live in a freaking time capsule in the 80s. My A1C is 11. Yeah, if your A1C is at 11, I heard somebody say that there's at a 13 as well. Your A1C is at a 13, your A1C is at 11. The time for action is not now, but right now. Like the time for playing around and the time for thinking about, should you do it? Should you not do it? Should I change, Kelly? Or should I not change? That is the question. No. There is no should I change or should I not change. If your A1C is at 11, that means that you need to change so fast that it's not even funny. You just need to drop everything that you got right now and go write down your reasons right now. Go stop everything right now. And what's step number one? Step number one is to write down your reasons. 5 good reasons as to why you deserve better health. You come up with those 5 reasons, I promise you, you'll start to bring that number down. You'll start to do the work. My eating is my problem. Don't know what to eat. Glad you talked about that, because we're going to talk about that. What about right now? What about fasting? Thank you. Love you so much. Let's talk about eating, folks. Let's do it. Let's do it while we're here. Let's do it. All right, let's do it. Eating. Here's the thing. Who enjoys counting your calories? If you enjoy counting calories, folks, well, okay, but before I do this, like I said before, register for the quiz, register for the master class. Man, and for my people who have gotten to the point where they're ready for action and where they say they already got their reasons, like Kelly, I don't even need to write down these reasons, bro. I don't even need to write down these reasons, bro. I got my reasons. I already know what they are. I'm ready to take action. And if you're ready to take action, that is when you join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What are we doing in the 14-day challenge? Man, we are changing the whole game. What game is that? Over a couple hundred people, over 200 people have joined this challenge. And what are we doing? Man, we're just streamlining your clean eating. What we're going to talk about right now, clean eating. They use this live discount code SAVE20 to join the challenge. Now, everything's free on my page. The quiz is free. The masterclass is free. The only thing that you got to pay is for the challenge. The reason I got to charge you for the challenge, folks, here's the only reason I got to charge you for the challenge, is because people are getting serious results inside of this thing. People are getting serious results. Right? People are going to come on here like, hey, I'm on day 3. Some people come on what day they're on. Hey, I'm on day 11. Hey, I'm on day 15. Hey, I'm on day whatever. Hey, what day am I on? A lot of people come on with their days because they're what day they're on the challenge. And at the end of those 14 days, I guarantee that your blood sugar will not look the same. I guarantee it will not look the same. It will be night and day different than what it was right now. What was my man Sean? He said he was on, I think he said it was on day 12. He was on day 12 of the challenge, and his blood sugar went from a 400 to a 150 in 12 days. Come on. From 250 points, it dropped in 12 days. Come on, man. And it's going to stay like that, too. It's going to keep on going down. It's going to keep on going back down because that's what your body wants to do. It wants to heal itself. All you got to do is give it the right equipment. You give it the right equipment, it's going to heal itself. You give it the right time, it's going to heal itself because of what it wants to do. People were like, well, Kelly, man, people had diabetes for 20 years, bro. People had diabetes for 20 years, man. What are you talking about? 2 weeks, man. You're delusional. Okay. Well, you know what it tells me right there? If you say that to me, I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm going to tell you, you don't know your body. You don't know the human body. Because this is what I will tell you. I don't care how long it's been. You think your body wants to suffer like that? You think your body wants to get amputations and not have blood flow and lose your vision and all that stuff? You really think your body wants to be in that state? Hell no. Your body doesn't want to be in that state. Here's a state that your body wants to be in. It wants to be in a state of homeostasis. What is that? That's called balance. It wants to be it wants all everything to be functioning as it's supposed to do. That's what it wants. Homeostasis. And it wants to do it so badly that if you give it the right amount of equipment, the right tools, in as little as 2 weeks, your blood sugars you're going to put a whole big dent in that diabetes thing. You're going to put a dent in it. Am I saying you're going to be diabetes free? No, I'm not saying that. But I am saying that your blood sugar will never be the same again. You're going to have remnants of you're going to be calling me up like everybody else does. Yo, Kelly, I ain't seen my blood sugar this low in many years, bro. I ain't seen my blood sugar this low in many years. Yeah, that's because your body wants to heal. It's been wanting to heal. It's been begging It's been begging. It's been begging. But here's the thing. Which team are you going to be on? There's 2 teams. Team number 1 is the fantastic few. And team number 2 is the mediocre many. The fantastic few and the mediocre many. With the right equipment, you missed the right equipment earlier. But we're going to talk about it. Which team are you on, folks? The fantastic few or the mediocre many? What is the fantastic few? Clean eating. Clean eating, I want to talk about. What is the fantastic few? Those are the people who have gotten so sick and tired about being sick and tired of diabetes that they were one of the few people who actually did something about it and they actually reversed the condition. Those are the fantastic few. And the mediocre many, that's pretty much everybody else. That's pretty much everybody else who gets diagnosed with this condition. Everybody else who's been diagnosed with this condition is part of the mediocre many. Why? It's because we want to we're just going to go with the flow. Whatever the illness is or whatever the diagnosis is, we're just going to accept that and say, you know what, man, I'm going to just accept this and I'm going to leave this earth 15 years, 20 years too soon. I'm going to leave this earth 15, 20 years too soon. Because I was part of the mediocre many instead of being part of the fantastic few. The few people who actually did the dang on work and got rid of diabetes. So which team are you on, folks? Put it in the chat. Which team are you on? Are you on the fantastic few or are you the mediocre many? Put FF or MM in the chat. Clean eating. Clean eating, folks. What the hell is that? I'm going to put this over here. Let's see what we got. Ooh, we got some FFs. We got one FF. Are you going to be on part of the fantastic few or the mediocre many? Which one? Where do I find the challenge? I need help. How do I reverse? But I need to help. You find the challenge. You click the link in my bio. You click right up here. And then you click on my picture again. You click the link in my bio. You'll find the challenge there. Click here. Click my picture again. Right here. Click on my picture again. You will find the challenge. Use that discount code, though. When you join the challenge, it's $99 to join the challenge. But if you use that live discount code, $79 to join the challenge instead of $99. I'm still learning today. I got you. I was diagnosed in 2014 and took a long time to learn. Yeah. We're all right. Yeah. Put it in the chat, folks. Which team are you on? Fantastic few or mediocre many? Sounds like a lot of people are on the mediocre many team because a lot of people they're like, yo, bro, my comfort zone is calling me. And I am not going to disobey it. I'm not going to disobey my comfort zone, Kelly. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to do it, brother. But I get it. All right. I get it. It just means we got some more work to do. It just means I got to talk to y'all a little bit more to find out, to get you off of the mediocre mini team. Because I'm telling you, that ain't the team you want to be on, man. You don't want to be on that mediocre mini team. And I'll leave it alone. I won't say much more after that. I just know what team that I chose to be on. It's choice time. I know what team I chose to be on. You know what I'm saying? You're quite welcome. You're quite welcome. 50%. Let's talk about clean eating. Who enjoys counting calories? You know, when they say, hey, listen, you got to lose a bunch of weight, right? You got to lose a bunch of weight. But to lose the weight, here's what you got to do. You got to count the calories. You got to weigh the food, right? Count the calories, weigh the food, count your macronutrients. Who enjoys doing that? Or who hates doing that? Let me say that. Who hates doing that? So we're going to talk about all things eating right now, folks. Who hates doing that? Counting all the calories, weighing all the food, doing all this stuff. Anybody hate doing that? Couple people. Oh, one person. Everybody else enjoys it, I guess. It's okay. It's all right. Maybe this method might not work for y'all then. If you enjoy counting the calories and weighing your food and all that stuff, maybe this method, I call it the clean eating plate. It's just one where you don't have to count calories, you don't have to weigh your food, and you don't have to, measure out all the macros and do all that stuff, right? So yeah, okay. Some people hate it. All right, bro, that shirt. What's up, man? You don't like the shirt, man? Come on, man. You don't like my shirt, bro? Come on now. You can't call nobody, bro? Come on. You couldn't call me and tell me you didn't like my shirt, bro. I ordered one. What did you order? What? One of the shirts? Just got in. What is the 14-day plan? The 14-day plan, if you just got in, folks, is the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge with over 200 people have joined. We just launched this thing like a month or so ago. Over 200 people have joined this challenge. And what are we doing in the challenge? The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. We are teaching you how to eat clean. We're streaming. It's a blueprint for 14 days. We're going to take your blood sugar and we're going to make it look so normal that you couldn't even recognize it. You wouldn't even recognize it in 2 weeks, right? As little as 2 weeks. Why? Because your body wants to heal. You give it the right time. You give it the right equipment. 2 weeks is a blueprint. Same process that I put myself through. Same process that you're going to go through. Same process that all my clients go through. You want to join the challenge? Click the link in my bio, folks. There's a quiz there. You can take the quiz. You can register for the masterclass, or you can accept the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge if you've gotten to the point where you say, listen, man, I'm going to be on that fantastic few. I'm going to be one of the few people who actually put in the work. Thank you, boss. Thank you. I ordered a plate just to be sure. Okay, you ordered that plate. Fantastic. Yeah, the plates. The plates. So here we go. 50%. Let's get back to it. What if there were an easier way? What if there were actually an easier way to actually lose the weight instead of doing all that crazy stuff? Here's what it is. 50% veggies. 50% veggies. What kind of veggies? Oh, the non-starchy veggies. Those are the kind of veggies that you want, the non-starchy veggies. Okay. What are the non-starchy veggies? Onions, mushrooms, bell peppers, things like cilantro, those, broccoli, asparagus, cabbage, carrots, cucumber, celery. Just put in a search, non-starchy veggies. What are non-starchy veggies? There's a whole list of them that's going to come up. But these are just some of the ones. Like I said, broccoli, asparagus, carrots, mushrooms, onions, bell peppers, what else? Cabbage, arugula, spinach, Swiss chard, things, collard greens. I need to regain muscle weight, diabetes, atrophy happened. Okay, yeah, it is hard. It is hard. Yeah, Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts is gonna go over here too. You can do it. You can have those. There's only like 3 vegetables that I don't like. I'm going to tell you what they are. These 3 vegetables. These are 3 vegetables that I eat. You can keep these. Number 1 is eggplant. I tried eggplant, man. I tried it so many different ways. I'm like, bro, I can't get with the eggplant, man. I can't get with it. Number 2 is Brussels sprouts. I can't get rid of the Brussels sprouts, man. I tried. I just can't get with them. I tried all different ways and I just can't do it, man. So Brussels sprouts and eggplant are probably my main. It's probably more, but I know definitely those 2 for sure. So veggies, folks. Fill your plate, 50% veggies. Now, do you have to eat like this all the time? No. It's about what you do most of the time that matters the most. It's what you do most of the time that matters the most. Remember, write that one down. It's not about being perfect. It's about what you do most of the time. Because what you do most of the time matters most. What you do most of the time matters most. 25% proteins and fats. 25% proteins and fats. Now, what kind of proteins and fats are we talking? What are we talking about? Proteins and fats, Kelly? Protein, lean protein. Like, what did we say? Lean protein, what we talked about earlier, right? So no matter what diet you're on, it could be a plant-based diet, it could be whatever kind of diet. Here's the lean, the plant-based diet, it could be a carnivore diet, whatever. Here's the lean ones: chicken, turkey, things like steak, eggs, things like fish, like salmon, plant-based options like tofu and tempeh. These are what I'm talking about when we talk about protein. Now, things I'm not talking about is bacon. I ain't talking about bacon. Bacon is, everybody loves some bacon, right? I'm not talking about bacon. Bacon is not part of the clean, it does not go on the clean eating. So don't put the bacon on there thinking you clean eating. It ain't no bacon. All right, so fats. What kind of fats? Avocados, healthy fats. Avocados, nuts and seeds. Avocados, nuts and seeds. I would not recommend pork. No, that's going to, would recommend that's not, that's not one of the leaner ones, right? But here we go. Fats. What kind of fats? Avocados, nuts and seeds, olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil. These are the oils. Only 3 oils that are approved: avocado, coconut, olive. If it ain't avocado, if it ain't coconut, if it ain't olive, throw it away. Ain't avocado, ain't coconut, ain't olive, throw it away. Well, people gonna be like, well, what about this kind of oil, Kelly? What about this kind of oil? Avocado, coconut, olive. If it's not any of those 3, throw it away. Then people are gonna still ask, Kelly, well, what about this oil? And I'm gonna say the same thing: avocado, coconut, olive. If it ain't any of those 3, throw it out. Okay. So that's what we talk about: fats. Dairy. I'm not into dairy. I don't recommend dairy, but if you do dairy, you can do things like cottage cheese, and like somebody asked about cottage cheese earlier. Like, I can't tell you not to eat cottage cheese. I just know from a health perspective, cottage cheese is not great for you. Okay. But as far as blood sugar, okay, it's not going to raise your blood sugar. Greek yogurt, things like cheese, things like that, right? Butter, ghee, things like that. All right. Those are some facts. All right, 25%. 25% carbs. Carbs, and then I'm gonna put over here, I'm gonna put fruit as well. And then I'm gonna put a down arrow. So I'm gonna put carbs and fruit, and then I'm gonna put a down arrow. Well, you're like, well, why do you have a down arrow? What about goat milk? Same thing, it's still dairy. Still dairy, right? Doesn't matter if it came from a goat or a cow, it's still dairy. If it comes from a pig or whatever, it doesn't matter, or a dog or whatever, it's still dairy, right? Here's the thing about that dairy. People are like, well, why don't you like dairy, Kelly? Well, what's up with dairy? Here's the thing. I don't get into the dairy debate, but here's what I will say. I just tell people to go watch this documentary called Utterly Amazing. You go watch Utterly Amazing, and you watch that, and you'll understand what I mean when I talk about what's the deal with dairy. This guy is a zoologist. His name's Walter Veith, and he's going to break down the whole process. He's a zoologist, so he's literally going to break down the animals from the zoo. He's going to tell you what dairy is and milk and all of that stuff. And at the end of that, you will get an understanding of what dairy is, and you'll understand why I don't recommend dairy. It's called Utterly Amazing, and when you watch it, you're going to be utterly amazed. I promise you. Carbs. What kind of carbs? Complex carbohydrates like rice. Oh, what kind of rice? Whatever kind of rice that you want. Because listen, we got a very specific rule over here when it comes to the carbs. We got a very, 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 very specific rule when it comes to these things, little things called carbohydrates. So have whatever kind of rice you want, folks. Brown rice, black rice, white rice. We just got certain rules that we got to follow when it comes to the rice. So that's why I say, listen, eat whatever kind of rice that you like. And I'm going to show you how to eat it so that it really doesn't affect your blood sugar like that. Still be able to enjoy kind of your carbohydrates, but not have it wreck your blood sugar. That's what we're going to talk about when we dig into it. So that is why I put the down arrow on there. Carbs like rice, potatoes, what else? Quinoa, farro, millet, things like that, right? These are the starchy veggies like acorn squash, butternut squash. Like these are starchy veggies. All right. So, but you can see that I got a very specific percent over here. And I got a down arrow. And we're going to come back. We're going to talk about that down arrow here in a second. And then fruit. People are like, well, what kind of fruit? Preferably, you can eat any kind of fruit you want. Let's be clear. But preferably, you want to do the lower glycemic fruits like berries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, kiwis. You could do peaches, even peaches. Sweet peaches are nice and sweet, but they're low in the glycemic index, believe it or not, right? Dates, you can do some dates. All right, but don't go crazy with the dates. Eat like, like a little handful you can do with some dates. But there's very specific rules around eating fruits. And we're eating fruits and carbohydrates. We'll come back to that here in a second. But I just kind of want to get you an introduction of what it means to clean eat, folks. What does it mean to eat clean? 50% veggies, proteins, and fats. Now, you can actually play around with these numbers. You can change the percentages around. You can change the percentages. And I'm going to show you how to change the percentages. But here's one thing that you can do, folks. You can go get yourself one of these. Look at this. Doesn't this look familiar? Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Doesn't that look familiar? Look, it looks familiar, doesn't it? Well, it looks familiar because it's the same thing that it's put on the board. It just made your life a lot easier. That's all it did. That's all it did. Just made your life a lot easier. Look at that. It's called the clean eating plate. You get yourself one of these clean eating plates, I'm telling you, it's going to change the game for you. It's going to change the game for you. This video came up as I'm eating from my fried chicken salmon. There it is. Where's it from? Where's it from? Popeyes? Where's it from? Right. Where is the fried chicken sandwich from, folks? Where's it from? But anyhow, back to I got a little sidetrack. But anyhow, back to it, the plate. You can make your life so simple, and you can just go get yourself a clean eating. There's actually a such thing as a clean eating. I put clean eating. A clean eating plate. The clean eating plate, folks. Right here. That's what it is. It's an actual thing. And where can you get these? Well, you can get it from my TikTok. You can get it from my showcase right now. If you're on TikTok, you can get it from my showcase right now on TikTok. You can go get yourself some of these plates, and you can make your life a whole lot easier. I'm going to show you how easy you can make your life. Watch this. 50%. I said 50% veggies, right? Look at that. 50% veggies. Look at that. We're in both cameras. Look at that. 50% right here. Veggies. You can make yourself a whole stir fry right there. You can just go stir fry crazy. You can make some. Man, you can break a beautiful stir fry and fill your plate with all of this right here. Just straight up stir fry. Straight deliciousness. Just steam just coming off of it. And then you can have your proteins and your fats over here. You put your proteins. Remember we talked about the proteins and the fats, leaner cuts of protein, right? Fats, healthy fats. Remember when we talked about that? On the carbohydrates, remember we talked about that? The type of carb, you can have some carbohydrates. You can put it all right here. Just make your life so simple. And let's just say, you know what? Do I have to eat like this all the time, Kelly? No, you don't have to eat like this all the time. It's about what you do most of the time that matters the most, though. About what you do most of the time that matters the most. What you do most of the time matters the most, folks. That's it. Let's just say one day you come in, you're like, listen, Kelly, today I want more protein. Let's just say you're hitting the weights and you're trying to get swole. You're trying to be a bodybuilder, like you're going to the gym, you're trying to get real swole. And you're like, Kelly, I need more protein, man. 25% ain't gonna cut it, bro. Like, all right, cool. 25% ain't gonna cut it. You can actually do it. You can actually just flip the plate. You could flip it and you can put all your protein right there. Look at that. You can put all your protein right there. And you can put your veggies right here. Look, 25%. You just went from 25% protein to 50% protein just by flipping your plate around. Isn't that simple, folks? Clean eating plate. Who wants to count calories? Who wants to weigh their food? Who wants to do all of that nonsense stuff that, man, that stuff is not sustainable. Counting calories, I don't know if you've ever done it, but it's not sustainable. You might do it for like a day or two and be like, yo, bro, Not even a day. You might do it for a week or two. Let me say that. You might do it for a week or two, and you just get to the point where you just get so exhausted after a week or two and doing all that stuff that you just go back to what you know, don't you? I know I did. I counted calories, did all that stuff. So here's what you got to do. Get yourself one of these plates, folks. You can flip the whole game. You can say one day, you're like, honey, listen, today I want 50% veggies and 50% proteins. Throw me a little fat on there. And today I'm going to eliminate the carbs. I'm going to eliminate the carbs altogether today. The reason that you can eliminate the carbs is because you don't actually need the carbs. They're great to have, but you don't actually need them. Because if you took your body and you broke it all the way down, you broke your body all the way down to the point where it couldn't be broken down anymore. You break it all the way down. Here's what your body needs. Your body actually needs glucose. It doesn't actually need carbohydrates. Think about that. You thought that you needed carbohydrates, didn't you? Well, you don't actually need carbohydrates. You need glucose. That's what your body needs. And where do you get glucose? If it came down to it, your body could get glucose from right here. These two areas right here. If it actually came down to it, your body could get it from proteins and fats. The reason that it can get it from proteins and fats is because your body is so resilient that all it wants to do is survive. It wants to survive and it wants to heal and it wants to be in perfect balance. So the body knows that I need to maintain 1 teaspoon of sugar. Your body knows that it needs to maintain 1 teaspoon of sugar. So what will it do? Even if you don't give it carbohydrates, even if you don't eat any carbohydrates at all, they're great to have. Yeah, they're great to have. I eat carbohydrates. They're great to have for nice, quick energy, carbohydrates. But for actual energy, here's what you need: fats and proteins. That's why it's called essential fats. You ever heard of an essential fat? Essential fats are called omega-3 fatty acids. You ever heard of omega-3 fatty acids, folks? These are essential fats. Keyword is essential. It's the key word, essential. And it's the same thing because you need to get it from an outside source. It's essential that you get it from an outside source. It's what's called an essential fat. Omega, that's why they say, hey, yeah, do your fish oil, do your algae oil, do all that type of stuff. Fish oil, algae oil, all of that. Protein, you've heard of essential amino acids, haven't you? And like, what's an essential amino acid? Well, an essential amino acid is basically protein, the building blocks of protein. They're essential. There's 20 of them. There's 20 essential amino acids. You can make about 12 of them. You're give or take 11 or 12. Your body can make 11 or 12 by itself, on its own. It doesn't need any help. But those last eight, it needs help. It needs help from an outside source, i.e. whenever you eat protein. Whenever you eat protein, that is where you get that's why they're called essential amino acids, because they're essential for you to get them from an outside source, folks. Isn't that crazy how this stuff works? So your body will make glucose from the proteins and fats. That's why they're called essential. Did you know that there was no such thing as an essential carbohydrate? Did you know that? There's no such thing as an essential carbohydrate. I don't know if you knew that. There's essential fats, essential protein, but there's no such thing as an essential carbohydrate. Great to have, but don't need. So that is why you can go down on this number. You can go down to 25%, 20%, 15%, 10%, 5% on the carbs. You can even go down to 0% because of what I just told you. It's called gluconeogenesis. Your body will make blood sugar out of protein and fat. I told you, all your body wants to do is heal. All your body wants to do is survive. That's all it wants to do. You give it the right tools, like this clean eating plate, you start putting this into your life. Man, I'm telling you, it's going to change the whole game for you. Change the whole game. So that's it, folks. That's part one. That's part one of the clean eating plate. Like I said, go get yourself one of these. You can get one from my showcase, or you can get one from the dollar store next door to your house. You can go get one from wherever you live, or dollar store, Walmart, Kmart, wherever you go. You can go get you one of these plates. The point is, just go get yourself one. That's the point. Just go get yourself one. Right? Make your life a whole lot easier. Let's see if y'all got any questions. Who's got questions? See if anybody's got any questions over here. Any questions, folks? Let me get back to it. This is making sense to y'all. This is making sense to y'all. Put a hell yes in the chat. Like I said, we just cracking the code on this clean eating thing. We just cracking the code. I need help. I need type 2 diabetes, and I refuse to take my medications. I started working. You started doing the work? What do you mean you started working? You started doing the work, or you just started working? If you started doing the work, fantastic. Fantastic. If you need help, I got you. I got you, right? 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is for my people who are ready for serious change. If you're ready for serious change, it's all about the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What are we doing in there, man? But first of all, you can take the quiz, you can take the master class, and then those are all free. The quiz is free, the master class is free. But when you've gotten to the point where you're like, Kelly, change isn't just desired, bro. Like, I need help now. What I've been doing the last 15, 20 years is not working. 10, 5 years is not working. So then that's when you got to ask yourself, like, oh, Leo, listen, like, if this hasn't been working, if what I've been doing the last 5 years hasn't worked, what's going to continue if I continue to do the same thing for the next 5 years? All right. If I continue to do the next thing for the next 5 years, well, the probability is this. You're going to arrive, but you're going to arrive at a destination that you don't want to arrive at. You're going to get there, but you might get there like you don't want to arrive at an undesigned destination. It's going to be an undesigned destination. And what does that consist of? The same old, still taking the meds, still all of this stuff, nothing's changed. That is what's called an undesigned destination. So for things to change, you're going to have to change. For things to change, you've got to change. Let's get to these questions, folks. Oh yeah, my bad. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Click the link in my bio to join the challenge if you are ready for serious change. Use that discount code SAVE20. Everything's free on the page. Disney World for Diabetics, except for the challenge. The challenge is the only thing that I got to charge you for because it's real people in the challenge right now getting real results. So I can't give it to you for free. It's $99 to join the challenge. But if you use the live discount code SAVE20, you're joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This is for people who have gotten to the point where, listen, if you're diabetic, pre-diabetic, gestational diabetes, PCOS, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is what you might want to consider. Is it going to be easy? No, it's not easy. Is it a blueprint? Yes, it's a blueprint. All you got to do is show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. Everything's laid out for you. It's a blueprint. I took all the thought process out of it for you. You don't even have to think. You just got to show up and do the work. That's it. Let's see. Chick-fil-A. Yeah, Chick-fil-A. 30 seconds. I see what you're saying. 30 seconds. I see what you're saying. Let's see. I lost 120 pounds in 18 months doing this. That's it. That's it. Doing that. Doing that. Doing the work. Doing the work, man. That's what I tell people. Like, listen, man. You can take medication until you're blue in the face, like this, just like this pen. Just like this. You can take medication until your face turns blue like this, folks. You can take medication until your face turns blue. And then when your face turns blue, you're still gonna have that same condition. You're still gonna have diabetes, you're still gonna have heart disease, you're still gonna have all that stuff if you did not maintain your pace. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Because when the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, woo, medication is of no need. Think of it. Think about it. When the diet is correct, when the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. Think about that. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. Let that marinate. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need, people. Come on now. Come on now. I need I need help. I have type 2 diabetes, refuse to take meds. Okay, start working. I definitely need more protein. I weigh 135 pounds, but I want more muscle to be toned. Type 2 diabetic. Okay, Nicole TD. All right. But carbohydrates are energy. Yes, they are energy. They are energy. Like I said, I eat carbohydrates. Here's the thing about energy. Carbohydrates are energy. They're a quicker form of energy than fat and protein. But here's the thing about the carbohydrates. You want nice, sustained, slow, and you want slow releasing energy. You don't want fast releasing energy. You get fast releasing energy. It's just going to go real high and then it's going to crash. That's how you're going to be. You're going to be on a roller coaster, real high, and then you're going to be crashed. Yeah, carbohydrates are great to have. They're great bonuses. Here's why. Eat carbohydrates, but here's the thing. Eat the right amount. The right amount is great. But most of the time, we're not eating the right amount. Most of the time, we're eating way too many. We're eating way too much pasta. We're eating way too much bread. We're eating way too much with this, that, whatever. We're just eating way too much ultra processed junk foods, too much ding dongs and ho Twinkies and Takis and all of that stuff. It's too much. It's kind of like when a flower, a rose, a bush. You give a flower too much water, what's going to happen? The right amount of water is great. The flower is going to flourish. You're like, woo, that flower is flourishing. Same thing that happens to your cells. You give yourself the right amount of carbohydrates, the right amount of blood sugar, fantastic. Your body loves it. It knows how to do that. But when you give it too much water, like if you give that flower too much water, what's going to happen now? Oh, yeah. You gave it too much water. Now, it's probably not going to survive because it got too much water. It drowned out. And the same thing is happening to your cells. If you're giving your cells too much energy over here, too much energy, as a result, your cells are going to start to overflow with energy, and they're going to be like, listen, nah, bro. Like all of that excess blood sugar you're bringing around, we don't need it, man. We don't need it. We don't need it. What other proteins besides meat? Like I said, tempeh tofu, TVP, texturized vegetable protein. All right, these are some of the ones that you can use. Jackfruit, soy curls. You can use a whole bunch. You can even use mushrooms in certain different ways. But yeah, tofu, tempeh, all types of stuff. But here, like I said, carbohydrates, great to have. They're great to have. That's why I put the specific down arrow, right? You can have carbohydrates. You can have the rice. You just got to make sure you're eating it right. You got to make sure you're following it. Make sure you can go down on the carbs, but not up. Go down, but not up. Vitamin C, yeah, take your vitamin C. Very, very important. When does it start? The challenge starts whenever you go grocery shopping. Whenever you go get your groceries, it's when it starts. It's when it starts, right? That's when it starts. It's a self-paced challenge. It's 2 weeks. Hanging out together for 2 weeks. And here's what you can do, though. You can join the Reset Squad here on TikTok. You want more support whenever you join the challenge? You join the Reset Squad. Every Saturday we come on. I come on every Saturday, and I give live. We go live for subscribers only live every Saturday, 12 noon Central Time. Subscribers only live. And what do we do on there? Man, we come up live coaching. Come up to the stage. We talk. We have conversations. Live coaching, folks. Live coaching. So I'm newly diagnosed. Just wondering if I'm doing low, almost no carbs, doing more protein. Okay. Yeah, you can do that. If it's working for you, right? So I newly diagnosed, just wondering if I'm doing low, almost no carbs, is doing more protein. Okay. Are you on a keto diet is what you're saying? Are you doing keto? Is that what you're trying to say? Something like a keto diet. That's what it sounds like. Exercise involved in the challenge? No. The challenge is all about nutrition. The challenge is all about 14 days of nutrition. 14 days of streamlining your nutrition. That's what it's all about. 14 days of streamlining your nutrition. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that live discount. The live discount code SAVE20. Yeah, it is a lifestyle change. It is lifestyle. That is. In those 4 areas: peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. These are the 4 areas, folks. I'm about to start metformin. I see the tear coming out, right? I see the tear coming out, right? What if I'm not saying you can't, if you want to take your metformin, I can't, I'm not your doctor. I can't tell you not to take your metformin. But what I can tell you is this. If you're about to take metformin, I would suggest, I would offer you to say this. Try everything in your lifestyle. Try all the lifestyle factors that you can. You can say, you know what, Kelly, I maintained my pace. I did the peaceful mind. I did the active body. I did the clean eating. I did the effective sleep. Man, I did all of that stuff. I cut out the alcohol. I did all that. You know what, Kelly? I even did your 14-day challenge where everybody's getting all these amazing results in the 14-day challenge. I was one of the ones who did your challenge, Kelly. And if you tell me this, I was one of the ones who did your 14-day challenge, Kelly. And my numbers didn't change or they got worse or whatever. But I would say, okay, yeah, all right, let's look into the medication. Let's look into it then. Let's because we literally tried everything at that point. Let's look into it. Okay. And I'll be your biggest cheerleader. Like, yeah, let's look into the meds. But until you've tried everything, it should always be lifestyle first, medication second. My dear friend started taking cholesterol medicine again. Also, she eats horribly. I'm so worried. Yeah. This is choices, right? This is the choices that we make. It's the choices that we make. We eat horribly. Like, here's the thing, folks. When it comes to eating horribly, clean eating is one of the most debated topics that there is. Over politics, religion, eating. Politics, religion, eating. People will eat you up in those areas. Like, you want to talk politics, bro? You want to talk religion? You want to talk clean? You want to talk eating what people are supposed to eat? You're going to get in self. You got to roll up your sleeve because you're going to get into a fight. I didn't realize how much you're going to get into a fight with nutrition until I became a nutritionist. When I became a nutritionist, I understand it now. I understand why people take their food so seriously. I understand it. All right. But here's the thing. You just got, people don't resist change, Jill. They don't resist change. They just resist being changed. That's all they resist. They don't resist change. They just like, you're not going to change me. I'm going to change. And when I change, I'm going to change on my own. You're not going to change me. So I'm sorry that's happening with your friend. All you can do is support her. All you can do is support your dear friend as much as you possibly can. Good carbs, be squashes, sweet potatoes. You can do sweet potatoes. Yeah, all of that. Yeah. All down here, right? 25%. That was a complex carbohydrate. You're exactly right. Squashes, potatoes, all of that. I had diabetes years ago and I healed myself with natural remedies. Okay, that's it. That's it. That's it. Add some veggies, some veggies have good carbs. Yeah, complex carbohydrates. Yeah, all these veggies, these non-starchy veggies, they do have some carbohydrates in them. That's what they call non-starchy veggies. They do have some in them, but they're so insignificant that it's not even moving the Richter scale. Like what does it do on the Richter scale? Nothing. It didn't do anything on the Richter scale. Alcohol, okay. No, it is not okay. It is very, very damaging. If you ever have plans on getting rid of diabetes, you might want to cut that's the fifth, right? I talked about peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Alcohol, if you drink alcohol, you can kiss getting rid of diabetes. You can hang on to that. You can hang on to diabetes because it ain't going to go anywhere, especially if you're already insulin resistant, right? Alcohol, we can get into it, but it's a whole thing. But alcohol, no, it just basically, it can, of course, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Fatty liver disease. And then non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is from too much sugar, too much glucose, or too much fructose, sorry. So alcohol is going to be a no-go. We'll get into it, but it's going to be a no-go, folks. Just join the feed. Man, shout out to you, Jesus. Do you fast? Yeah, do fast. Fasting, here's the thing about fasting, though. The fasting is, if you're built to fast, if you train your body to fast, you can fast. If you train your body to fast, you can fast. But if you haven't trained your body to fast, you shouldn't be fasting. 12 hours, start off with 12 hours. Start off with 12 hours. If you're not metabolically flexible, start off with 12 hours. 2 hours, 12. And then the next week, so that can be like 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Your last meal is at 7 p.m. Don't make your next meal until 7 a.m. That's 12 hours. The next week, go up to 13 hours. Like, all right, I'm fasting for 13 hours this week. And then the next week, you go up to 14 hours. Okay, 14 hours this week. Then 15 hours the following week, and then 16 hours the following week after that. Next thing you know, you're at 16 and 8. But this whole time, you've just been training your body to fast. You've been training your cells to fast. Your cells will acclimate. Your cells will start to adjust, slowly start to adjust. Like, oh, I see what he's doing. But if you try to go from a person who's very, very insulin resistant to a person who is someone who's fasting for like 16 hours, you are going to, man, you're going to feel like straight up trash. That's how you're going to feel, like straight up trash. Why? It's because your body's not built for that yet. You got to train your body to do that. And then that's what, speaking about training, that is what we do on the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I do know carbs are vegetables, right? I do know carbs are veggies do have starches. But if you just joined us, like I said, they have carbs, but the carbs in these non-starchy veggies are so insignificant that it doesn't even really matter, right? Joke's on you, Jay. Will lose their subscription benefits soon. Who will lose their subscription benefits soon? All right. Somebody's going to lose their, it says Michelle's going to lose their prescription benefits soon. Michelle, every Saturday we come on. Don't lose your subscription. Every Saturday we come on 12 noon. 12 noon Central Standard Time. We talk about all things. We do live coaching on there. Come on. If you join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, people are like, well, what's the blood sugar reset challenge? Blood sugar reset challenge is just that. 14 days, 42 meals is all designed by me. Guy who was a diabetic, guy who had heart disease, and the guy who was obese. You're probably like, well, Kelly, you weren't obese, bro. Stop lying. Stop lying. Here's what I tell you to do. Go take the quiz. Go register for the master class, right? Here's a couple of things that you can do. Here's who I am for people who are just joining us. Like, who is this guy talking? What the hell is he? What the hell is he talking about? Here it is. Here it is. This guy. Look at that. That is what's called being a diabetic, having heart disease, and being obese, all at the very same doctor's visit. Right? All at the very same doctor's visit. Oh, yeah. Look at that. There's the other one. Sorry. Look at that. So, folks, I tell you, I know a thing or two about defeating type 2 diabetes. So it's the same plan that I put myself. This is what the 14-day challenge is about. The challenge is about getting you outside of your comfort zone, because that's the problem. You're inside of your comfort zone. You've been there for too long. You've been in a comfort zone for too long. And if you hang out and the diabetes has persisted, nothing has changed with the diabetes. Nothing has changed. Absolutely nothing. The only thing that's changed is your prescription. If you've had diabetes for 5, 10, 15 years, and the only thing that's changing year after year and year after year after year after year is your prescription, you know what that means? It simply means this. It simply means that you need to do something different. It means you need to flip up the whole, it means you need to just like flip the whole script. That's why I created the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's enough to dip your toe in, because a lot of people don't want to jump in the deep end. They're like, Kelly, I've had diabetes for so long, and I've been inside my comfort zone for so long, I'm afraid to step outside of my comfort zone. I'm afraid to do it. Because if I step outside of my comfort zone, I think like, I don't know what's going to happen. What you tell them. So that's why I created the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. 14 days. You can do anything for 14 days, can't you? You can be outside of your comfort zone for 14 days, can't you? Because at the end of the 14 days, here's what's going to happen. You're going to be at a roadblock. You're going to be at a roadblock. Here's what's going to happen. Your blood sugar is going to look so good. You're going to have to see these numbers in many, many, many years after 14 days. And then the other side of that is your comfort zone is going to be calling you. Your comfort zone is going to be like, yo, Kelly, come back, bro. Netflix is on, right? Ho Twinkies, Ding Dongs, remember Little Debbie's, remember us, comfort zone, Cheetos, remember us, Lay's, potato chips, all of that stuff. You remember us? That's what's going to happen after 2 weeks. It's all still going to be there. You're going to be stuck. Dang. Should I keep these great results and should I keep going? Or should I go back to my comfort zone because it's been calling me? Choice time. Just like I made a choice. Look, I made a choice from holding a big old pot. That's what I had in my pan, a pot. I was holding a pot. That's what I was holding. To weights. I was holding the weights in my hand. I made a choice. Look, I made a choice to put the damn pot down and go to work. That's what me going to work. All right, let me show you me putting the pot. That's going to work. That's the work you're going to have to do. And it's called lifestyle medicine. It starts right here. It starts with this clean eating plate. It starts with all of that, right? So if you're ready for change, join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's $99 to join that challenge, like so many people have done. But if you use that live discount code, SAVE20, you're joining the challenge for $79. All right. Appreciate you, Jay. Thanks for telling me how to run my live. I appreciate that, boss. How can you be pre-diabetic and have low blood sugar? How can you be pre-diabetic and have low blood sugar? It's because you can be on some high highs. You can go high if you're eating a bunch of. Here's why: if you're eating a bunch of junk food, right? High highs. When it gets high like that on that roller coaster, guess what it's gonna do? It's gonna drop. Boom. And when it drops and when it goes high like that, you eat a bunch of. Let's just say you eat some ding dongs, right? Or let's just say you eat a little Debbie snack cake. Or you drink a Coke and your blood sugar goes super, super high. It's gonna come down as quickly as it went up, as quickly as it's gonna come down. And it's supposed to stop between about 70 and 100. Between about 70 and 100. But the thing, your hormones, your glucagon and your insulin are so messed up. The balance is so messed up that sometimes when it comes down, it doesn't stop. It just keeps going. It keeps going below 70. It keeps going. They're low. Then you eat some sugar and it goes back up again. You eat some sugar and it goes back up quick again. And just as quickly as it went up, quickly as it's going to come down. And you're going to be low. This is going to be, it's called a roller coaster. High highs, low lows. High highs, low lows. High highs, low lows. What you need to do is we need to fix that. Here's how we do it. 1, 2, 3. Thank you for asking that. 1, 2, 3. Of course, you can see the board. I want you to remember 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is how you eat, folks. 1, 2, 3. You're like, well, what the hell is 1, 2, 3, Kelly? 1, 2, 3 is this. 1 is veggies, fiber first. You heard the people say fiber first, right? So fiber first. That's what the 1 is. Eat your veggies first, folks. Fiber. Why do you eat your veggies first? Because you get the fiber. Number 2, proteins and fats. That's why whenever you go to the restaurant, don't they bring out the salad first? They bring out the salad first, don't they? Yeah, they do. They be like, yo, you want Caesar salad or you want a side salad? What kind of salad do you want? And you tell the waiter, like, let me get that side salad. What kind of dressing you want? Let me get some Italian or something. I don't know. Italian dressing, whatever kind of dressing that you like. That's why they bring out the veggies first. Next, they're going to bring out the main course, aren't they? Woo! That's what they're going to bring out next. They're going to bring out your main course. So that is why this section over here, you eat this section second. Your proteins and your fats. Eat your proteins and your fats next. And then you can eat the last section. Number 3, the carbohydrates. So that's how you eat, folks. Literally, when you're eating your plate, you eat your veggies first. Eat all those up, yummy. And then when your veggies are all done, like they're done, and then you go over here to the fats and proteins. You eat all those up, and you're yummy. You eat those up, and then finally, you can get to this last section over here. Get to that last section. Reason you want to eat the carbs last is because now you got some clothing on it. Now you got some clothing on your carbohydrate. You're putting clothing on it. You're not eating naked carbs. You're not eating naked fruit. So what does it mean to eat naked carbs and naked fruit? Naked means that, for instance, you wake up in the morning and you just eat a big bowl of rice. You wake up in the morning like, you know what? I'm going to eat a big bowl of rice. Big bowl of it. That's what I'm going to eat, big bowl of rice. Don't wake up in the morning and eat a big bowl of rice. Because what you just did, you want to know what you just did by eating a big bowl of rice? Man, now you're eating naked carbs, and now your blood sugar is going to go high. Real high. and then it's going to crash real fast. And you're going to try to recover, and it's going to be enough. So that's why you eat that last, folks. Put some clothing on your carbohydrates. The great equalizer. The great equalizer is this. Beans. These things, folks, are the great equalizer. If I can put a different one, because my red marker is messing up. Beans. Beans, folks. What kind of beans? Oh, the the dry beans. We want dry beans, preferably the dry beans. Red beans, pinto beans, navy beans, cannellini beans. What else? Garbanzo beans, chickpeas. Right? All the different types of dried beans. Black beans. You do black beans. Whatever your favorite is, you can do beans. They're a resistant starch. They're a special kind of starch. They're not the regular starch that you see. They're not the regular starch, folks. They're resistant starch. You're like, well, what if you're allergic to beans? What do you mean you're allergic to beans? How allergic to beans? Allergic in what sense? Allergic that it sense that it messes up your stomach, that you feel bubbly. When it feels bubbly, that which is what you mean allergic to beans. Here's what you want to know what that means. That means that your gut is destroyed. That's all it means. You just got to rebuild your gut. That's what that means. Because you're supposed to have beans. You're supposed to be able to have beans because they're filled with resistant starch. What's resistant starch? That means they're resisting something. Keyword is resistant. What are they resisting though? Oh yeah, when you eat beans, they go into your stomach. Yummy, yummy. Your stomach, your taste buds are like, yeah, I love this. Beans. But here's the thing. It goes into your stomach, and then it goes into your small intestines after it leaves your stomach. And at that point, they're supposed to be digested. The digestion is supposed to start. It's supposed to begin at that point, the digestion. But here's the thing. They resist digestion. They're not getting digested. So they're going all the way through your small intestines without being digested. You're like, well, Kelly, that can't be a good thing, can it? It can't be a good thing, can it? Well, if it's not digested, that doesn't sound good. Well, here's the thing. When it goes to your small intestines, then it gets to your large intestines. When it gets to your large intestines, that's right before it leaves your body, right before you sit on your throne. You know what I'm talking about? Right before it leaves your body, goes into your large intestines, and then at this point is where the fun begins, because your gut microbiome, the gut bacteria, the bacteria in your large intestine will now eat the fiber from the beans. It's going to eat the fiber from the beans, and it's going to flourish your gut. That's why it's called a gut flora. You ever heard of a gut flora? There were things like, hey, you got to have good gut health. People saying that they're allergic to beans. They're not allergic to beans. What's happened is they've destroyed their gut over the years. Their gut has been destroyed. And the second you start bringing in fiber, things from like vegetables and beans, you start bringing in a bunch of fiber, and you don't have the bacteria to actually, the right bacteria is not populated inside of your gut. And when you eat those beans and when you eat those veggies, your gut is going to say, what the hell is this? Fiber? What? Fiber? We don't know what to do with that. We just been eating junk food the past 15, 20 years. We've been eating ultra processed foods the last 20 years. We don't know anything about fiber, do we? And then when you eat that fiber, your gut's going to be like, oh God, I'm in so much pain. I got so much gas. I got so much bloating. I got so much this. I'm in this pain. I'm in that pain. Yeah, you are. It's because you destroyed your gut over the years. And when you try to eat some fiber, your body's going to be like, no can do. No can do. That's that. So you got to bring it back. You can bring it back, but you got to be very, very strategic. You can bring it back. You can repopulate those gut bugs. It's going to take about 3 or 4 months for it to repopulate, but you can do it. I've had many clients that have had IBS. I don't work with clients who have IBS anymore because it's a very complicated, it's a lot of trial and error. Trust me, when it comes to IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, there's a lot of trial and error. Okay, each person is different, so it's a trial and error for each person. Yeah. So because everybody's gut is a little bit different. Everybody's gut is different. Nobody has the same gut microbiome. Just like a fingerprint. I'm the only person that has this fingerprint on the planet. 8 billion people on this planet. I'm the only person that has this fingerprint. It's how they can identify you if you go rob a bank or something and they get your fingerprints. They can identify you because you are the only person on this planet with that fingerprint. And it's the same thing with your gut microbiome. You are the same only person on this planet with your very specific microbiome. Yours. So it's a lot of trial and error when someone has IBS. Trust me. So beans, folks, the great equalizer. They're resistant starch, so they raise your blood sugar real slowly. They do raise your blood sugar, yeah. But they raise it so slowly that your insulin has a chance to respond. Insulin has a chance to like, oh yeah, the blood sugar is rising, but it's rising at a rate where we can control it. This is what insulin is saying. It's rising at a rate that we can control it. So over time, what does that do? That makes your cells more insulin sensitive because it knows how to handle insulin, right? It makes it more insulin sensitive over time. But when we eat junk real fast and we eat a bunch of stuff and raises our blood sugar, the insulin hasn't had a chance to respond. They're like, yo, insulin is like, yo, bro, that's too high, man. Like, we got to go into emergency mode. Like, you ate those ho-ho Twinkies, those ding dongs, that donut, that pizza. Now our blood sugar is way up there. And now the insulin has to go into overdrive to try to bring your blood sugar back down to the normal range. But when you ate the beans, it wasn't going into overdrive. It was just doing this very slowly, acclimating. So that is the power of the beans, folks. Another rule, can't raise the carbs. Never eat beans and rice together. Cardinal sin if you eat beans and rice together, i.e. rice and beans, i.e. Popeyes. You go to Popeyes and you get that rice and beans together. You know the rice and beans. When you go to Popeye, you know the rice and beans I'm talking about. And you get that rice and beans, that red beans and rice, and you're like, yo, let me get the red beans and rice with the 2-piece, with the spicy, with the hot sauce, with the biscuit. Let me get the biscuit, bro. They be like, yo, and you get to the drive-thru window, they're like, yo, what you want? You're like, let me get the honey too. Can I get the honey too? Give me the honey. Okay. And you put the honey on the biscuit, and you eat your red beans and rice. And you eat your chicken with all the flour on it, all the breading from the flour, and you eat that, guess what's going to happen to your blood sugar? You already know what's going to happen. You already know what's going to happen to your blood sugar. You eat that Popeyes, you go get that 2-piece and a biscuit from Popeyes. You know what's going to happen, don't you? Don't you? You know. You don't got to say it. It's okay. You know. I know that you know that I know. No beans, even if it's whole grain rice, right? No beans, even if it's whole grain rice. Whole grain rice, it doesn't matter. That's marketing. It doesn't matter what kind of rice it is. It can be whole grain rice. It could be white rice. It could be black rice. It could be whatever rice. It could be quinoa, hell. It could be potatoes. But don't eat rice. Don't eat rice. Don't eat carbs and beans together. Try not to do them because what you just did at that point. Now, remember I told you these things have got superpowers, right? Beans. I told you they got superpowers. They're resistant starch. But how you can nullify that, how you can nullify the beans is if you eat the beans and rice together. If you eat the carbs and the rice and the beans together, now you've taken that resistant starch and you've just nullified it. You just nullified the effects of that resistant starch. And as a result, your blood sugar is going to go high. People are going to be like, well, I eat beans and rice all the time, Kelly. Like, why is my blood sugar high? Well, it's because you're eating beans and rice together. That's why. That's why, folks. So this is it. Well, this is it. And then let's talk about breakfast. Last thing. What do you eat for breakfast? How do you start your day? Here's how you start your day, folks. You start your day off with a savory breakfast. What's a savory breakfast? Veggies and a protein and a fat. Veggies, sections 1 and 2 for breakfast. No section 3 for breakfast. No section 3 for breakfast, folks. Only sections 1 and 2 for breakfast. Proteins and fat. What kind of protein? What kind of protein? Like we talked about earlier, all the leaner, whatever. So whatever it is that you eat. Some people eat chicken. Some people eat turkey. Some people eat, beef. Some people eat eggs. Some people eat salmon. Some people eat tofu and tempeh, like my plant-based options. Tofu and tempeh. Some people eat that. So you can do a protein and a fat. So it could be something as simple as like a tofu scramble, right? A tofu scramble with some or with some broccoli or something on the side, or some bell peppers. Or it could be chicken and broccoli with some avocados on the side, with an avocado. That's called a savory breakfast. A sweet breakfast is what you don't want to have. You don't want to have a sweet breakfast. You don't want to be walking around here eating Cheerios for breakfast. You don't want to be walking around here eating Captain Crunch and kolaches and having all kinds of stuff for breakfast. You don't want to do that. All kind of sweet stuff. You don't want to go and have, my mom used to make beautiful pancakes. The pancakes used to be like, all of the milk and all of the flour and all, whatever, however my mom made it. I don't know how she made it, but she made it. Pancakes used to be delicious. And what would I have with it? I would have something like orange juice with it. So I have pancakes, then I would have the syrup on top of the pancakes. You got to have the syrup on top of the pancakes, right? And then what? After the syrup, then it's you wash it all the way down with what? An orange juice? An orange juice or an apple juice? Which one do you get? Which one are you? Are you an orange juice person or are you an apple juice person? Which one are you? Which one are you going to wash it down with? An orange juice or apple juice? Either way, your blood sugar is going to go so high in the morning that you couldn't even possibly imagine how high your blood sugar is going to go when you eat that in the morning. You can't even possibly imagine until you wear a blood sugar monitor. You wear a blood sugar monitor, a CGM, you'll see. You'll see. So that's it, folks. For breakfast, section 1, sections 2. Avoid section 3 at all costs for breakfast. What that's going to do is it's going to give you nice, clean energy. We talked about fats and proteins, right? It's going to give you nice, clean energy throughout the day. Nice, clean energy throughout the day. Nice, slow releasing energy. Slow, it's like slow releasing like this, like slow releasing. Slow releasing energy. Instead of the quick breakfast, the fast breakfast, the sugary breakfast, guess what that's going to give you? It's going to give you fast energy. And as soon as it gives you that fast energy, it's going to wear off quickly. And then by lunchtime, by 10 o'clock or maybe 11 o'clock in the morning, you're going to be like, oh, you're going to be at your cube like this at 11 o'clock in the morning in your cubicle like, oh, I am so tired. Why am I so tired already? It's 11 o'clock in the morning. Well, it's so tired. You're so tired because you ate that sugary breakfast. You had that donut for breakfast and your blood sugar went just like this, real high. And what I told you, what happens when it goes high like that? Just as quickly as it goes up, as quickly as it's going to come down. So you're feeling that when you're at your desk, when you're at your cubicle and you're like, oh, I'm so damn tired, bro. Shoot. It's 11 o'clock. I got 6 more hours. You're like 5 o'clock. What the hell's 5 o'clock? Is it here yet? Yeah. That's because you had that breakfast, that sugary breakfast, didn't you? Yeah. And it was good, wasn't it? I know it was. But now at 11 o'clock and you sitting at your cube and you still got a whole bunch of work left, a whole bunch of meetings left throughout the day, and you don't have any damn energy. So what you got to do? So you got to go get some coffee, or you got to go to the vending machine. You got to go to the vending machine and you got to go grab yourself a Snicker bar out of the vending machine. And you just go stay on that roller coaster all day long. It's called the glucose roller coaster. So folks, get yourself off of that roller coaster. So folks, if this is making sense to y'all, put a health yes in the chat. Put a health yes in the chat. If the clean eating plate is now making sense to you and you're like, yeah, you know what, Kelly, I'm going to do this clean eating thing, bruh. I got you, bruh. Clean eating. Let's do it. You want to do that, get yourself one of these. Get yourself one of these. Make your life a whole lot easier. Whole lot easier. Clean eating plate. Now let's get to these questions, folks. Y'all want more? Y'all want more of this, folks? I'm telling you. Y'all want more like this. Register for the quiz. Register for the masterclass. And when you're ready for change, when you've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, you're like, man, I ain't doing this diabetes thing no more, Kelly. Like, I sat around for my comfort zone for too long. I watched Netflix for too long. You said I can, you said what? You said what I can do in 2 weeks? I said in 2 weeks, you can make your blood sugar look totally different than what it, night and day different than what it does right now. People in the challenge right now, over 200 people have joined the challenge. Here's the kind of results they're getting. Every day they'll come and people will tell what day they're on. Some people blood sugar 290 from it starting off at a 295. 14 days later, they're in the 140s, 100 points. Or like my man Sean, his was at 400. Day 12, his was at 150. And they started off at 400. That's a big number. 400. 12 days later, he wasn't even at the end yet. He reported that he's at 150. That means that his blood sugar has dropped 250 points in 12 days. Come on, man. You telling me your body wants to heal like that? Your body, yeah, I'm telling you. When people coming on here like, Kelly, 14 days, that's a bunch of crap, bro. 14 days. Okay. All that's telling me is you don't know the body. You don't know your body because it does not want to suffer. It doesn't. It doesn't want to stay inside of a comfort zone. You do. Your mind wants to stay inside of a comfort zone, but your body wants to heal. You want to eat that ho-ho Twinkie and all that. Your taste buds want all that stuff. Your taste buds want all that junk food. I'm telling you. Your taste buds are like, yo, give me the junk food. But your body's like, yo, bruh, stop giving us that shh. Stop giving us that shh. You know what I'm saying? S, man, it's a 4-letter word. Stop giving us shh. That shh. But you're like, no, it tastes too good. So I'm not. Sorry. Sorry, body. You're going to have to suffer. I'm going to punish you for a little bit longer. I'm going to punish you for a little bit longer. Your body's like, well, damn, what the hell did I do to you? What the hell did I do to you? Oh, you've been punishing me for 20 years. And Kelly's telling me in 14 days, we can relieve the punishment. And you saying like, I'm going to rather stay inside of my comfort zone? Man, come on, man. Your body is like, yo, nah. Anyhow. Anyhow, you got to take action, folks, because there's a big gap between knowing and doing. There's a big gap between like a Grand Canyon between knowing and doing. You want to change? Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, folks. How long is the class? 45 minutes. The 45-minute master class. What kind of veggies for breakfast? What kind of veggies for breakfast are right here? Non-starchy veggies. All kind of non-starchy veggies, onions, mushrooms, bell peppers, all that stuff. Non-starchy veggies, asparagus, cauliflower, all of that. Yeah, the folks, the quiz, the masterclass, the 14-day challenge, it's all linked in my bio, folks. It's all linked in my bio. You go there, you register for the quiz, you register for the masterclass, you do it all. All right, oatmeal. No oatmeal in the morning. No. Oatmeal that's eating naked carbs. That's eating naked carbs, right? And naked carbs. No fruit in the morning. No fruit in the morning. What can I eat before bed if I'm still hungry so my blood sugar doesn't go up in the morning? That's not the right question, boss. That's not the right question, Lisa. That's not the right question. What can I eat? Right? Here's what's happening. You're on that blood sugar roller coaster. You're on that blood sugar roller coaster. You probably started your day off wrong. You've been on the roller coaster all day long. And I'm going to put up the glucose roller coaster. I'm going to show you exactly why you're hungry at that time. You shouldn't be hungry at that time. It should be 3 hours you want to give your body of no eating. That just tells me that you're not metabolically flexible. You're not metabolically flexible. That's the reason that you need a snack before bed. And we're going to talk about that. That's what we do in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I'm going to teach you how to be more metabolically flexible. 14 days, 42 meals, all designed by me. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's $99 to join that challenge. It's a lot of people who have joined that challenge, and it's a lot of people getting crazy results. Use the live discount code SAVE20. Now, the challenge is not for everybody. It's only for my action takers. It's only for the people. Here's who the challenge is for. Is if you're diabetic, pre-diabetic, gestational diabetes, and the pain has gotten bad enough. The pain has gotten bad enough, the challenge is for you. But if the pain has not gotten bad enough, which for most people it hasn't, Most people haven't had that day yet. The day that turns their life around. Most people haven't had that day. When the pain gets bad enough, that's when you'll accept the challenge. What can I eat before bed? I answered that one. Health, yes. Make a difference. What can I eat before bed? You really want to know what to eat before bed? They said you put that in a couple of times. But the thing is, make yourself more metabolically flexible. Let's break down your whole lifestyle and diet and find out why you're hungry at bedtime. You shouldn't be hungry at bedtime. You should give yourself 3 hours. I would eat a bagel and an egg in the morning. I would be yawning and sleepy at Zumba. Exactly. I don't know when your Zumba class is, but you ate that bagel and all of that. And if it was real heavy, like that bagel you get from McDonald's, like that. What is it? The bagel, the steak, egg, and cheese bagel. I used to get that shit all the time. The steak, egg, and cheese bagel from McDonald's. You're talking about going to sleep. You eat that. It's the morning time. You eat that. You like, woo. You don't even want to move for the rest of the day. You stuck like Chuck in a pickup truck. I was told to eat only the bagel. Man, who told you that? Who told you to eat only the bagel? You want to know what's going to happen when you eat only the bagel? I don't even have to say it. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen when you eat only the bagel. Oh my, I've been rotating egg whites and oatmeal. All right. What complex carbs can you have with plant-based protein? All the same ones that everybody else has. You can have rice, whatever kind, as long as you obey the rules. You can have rice, you can have potatoes, sweet potatoes, you can have yams, you can have quinoa, you can have farro, you can have so many of them. You can have some kind of pasta. Here's the thing about pasta though. Make sure that it's a single ingredient pasta, the pasta with the least amount of ingredients. That's the pasta you want to have, the one with the least amount of ingredients. Sleepy. The instructor. Oh, are you the instructor? Hold on. Who's the instructor? The instructor for where? Your Zumba class? And you get sleepy? I did too. No more. Yeah, sleepy. Yeah. That's it, folks. Sleepy. That's it. Is lettuce a starchy vegetable? No, it's a non-starchy veggie. Lettuce is a non-starchy veggie. All you gotta do is put a list in, go and do a search, put a list of, give me a list of non-starchy veggies. All the non-starchy veggies will come up. So non-starchy, I'm gonna put over here. Hey, non-starchy. Non-starchy veggies. These are the kind of veggies that you want, the non-starchy veggies. Asparagus, cauliflower, broccoli, things like that. I did too, no more. Sleepy, y'all. Hi, I like to eat beans and chicken or turkey for breakfast. Is that cool? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You can do beans and you can do that, and you can do a protein. That is a good breakfast. That is a good breakfast because, like I said, you got some beans, and then you also have some clothing on this as well. And the beans you already got a plus with the beans. These things are resistant starch. So yeah, beans, and they're the great equalizer. You can kind of eat those wherever, as long as you don't eat them with the carbohydrates. You're good. So I say that to say, never go to Chipotle and get that big burrito with all the stuff they put in a big burrito. Your blood sugar is gonna go so high. You said yams. They have them sweet. They have them sugar sweet. Yeah, yams are sweet. Like I said, obey the rules though. Obey the rules. Midday sugar is 82. Is that good? Is that okay? That's fantastic. 82. It should be between 70 and 100, and yours is at an 82. That is beautiful, Donna. So lettuce isn't a free food? What do you mean free? Free. Ain't nothing in this world free. Decom, no, lettuce ain't free. Everything got a price. Nah, lettuce ain't free. Is wheat pasta good to eat? No, it's just marketing. It's just marketing. It's just marketing. Yes, it is. That's all it is. Just marketing. Wheat pasta. So wheat pasta, whole wheat pasta. Get the pasta like this. Get the ones with like the lentil pasta or the chickpea pasta, or get those kind of pastas. Kind of more. Those are different kind of pastas. They have less. They're still going to raise your blood sugar, but they're going to give you less impact on your blood sugar than some of those other ones would. All right, the whole wheat pasta. Midday 82. Is that okay? Yeah. No free calories. For lettuce. No, they're free calories. Like they're very, very low on the calorie. I'll tell you that. Yeah, they have lettuce has very, very low calories, right? High nutrients, high water content, right? Those, ever heard of eat your vegetables? I mean, eat your water. Yeah, lettuce. A whole bunch of water inside of there. So yeah, eat your eat your lettuce. Eat your water. Sorry. Carpe diem is great pasta alternative. My Italian family says they can't tell the difference. Well, I don't know that kind of pasta, but what does it do to your blood sugar though? You might not be able to tell the difference in the taste buds, but what does your blood sugar say? Can it tell the difference? Why does coffee with Splendora elevate my blood sugar? Well, why does coffee with Splendor elevate my blood sugar? It's got a lot of caffeine in there. And that, listen, here's the thing about that. Here's the thing about artificial sweeteners. Here's the thing about artificial sweeteners, folks. Artificial sweeteners aren't necessarily going to raise your blood sugar, but they will raise your insulin levels. They will. Sucralose, aspartame, these things are not going to raise your blood sugar, but they will raise your insulin levels, right? And ultimately, it's going to destroy your gut the more and more you eat it. All right, so stay away from those. Stay away from those artificial sugars as much as you possibly can. That's part of the crap. Is quinoa good to eat? It's great to eat. Quinoa is great to eat. Go right here. Quinoa is fantastic. What about grits? No. I mean, if you want to do grits, all right. Follow very specific rules. Very specific rules. When we talked about the rules, you remember very specific rules. I wouldn't recommend grits, but if you just say, you know what, Kelly, I grew up in the South, bro. I grew up like, there's no way I'm gonna get rid of grits. I can't get rid of grits, man. It's like it's deeply embedded in me. All right, cool. If you can't get rid of grits, let's come up with strategic ways. Let's just eat it strategically. Because I get it. You're like, Kelly, I'm from Alabama, bro. Like I'm from Mississippi, bro. I'm from Florida. I'm from Georgia, bro. I'm from South Carolina, dog. Like, what you talking about? Grits? We can't eat grits? What? Where can I eat my oatmeal? Oh, when can I eat my oatmeal? Here's when you eat your oatmeal. Third, remember that rule I told you? 1, 2, 3. Eat your oatmeal. Third, treat carbohydrates like a dessert. If you want to eat your oatmeal, here's how you can do it. You want to eat oatmeal in the morning. People are like, Kelly, I'm still eating my oatmeal. I'm like, all right, cool. You still want to eat your oatmeal. Preferably you do something like overnight oats. Overnight oats. Do that instead. Do overnight oats instead of regular oatmeal. What's overnight oatmeal? The one that sits out. Right? The one that sits out. You sit it, you put it in the fridge, and you make it the day before, and that's why it's called overnight oats, and it stays in the fridge and overnight. So things you can put in there are chia seeds, that's a fat. Peanut butter, almond butter, that's a fat. You can put a protein powder in there, that's protein. So you want to put some clothing on your oatmeal. Just don't wake up in the morning and just eat a bowl of oatmeal and berries. Don't do that. It's going to raise your blood sugar high, man. I'm telling you. Stevia is bad too. All right. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those are the 3 sweeteners that I recommend. Those are the 3 that I recommend because it's going to have 0 impact on your blood sugar. Nothing that doesn't spike. Where can I eat my oatmeal? What about oats? Yeah, we talked about oats. Is raw? What is raw milk? What is raw milk? Milk that comes directly out of the cow. No, it ain't passed go, it wasn't pasteurized or nothing. That's raw milk. It's straight from the source itself. That's raw milk. This is so helpful. Thank you so much, man. T Sutton, I salute you. Repeat. We've been here for a while. D Style. It's hard to repeat. We've been here 2 hours, 45 minutes. It's hard to repeat. We talked about a lot of stuff. All right, starchy veggies, grits, white starch. Oh, okay, that's what you want to know. Should starchy veggies, grits, white starchy foods, and combination food portion be half a cup? It's not even about the cups. You got here late. You got here late. We talked about the clean eating plate. The clean eating plate. Go get yourself one of these. And you ain't got to worry about doing all that measuring. Go get yourself a clean eating plate. This right here. Measuring, we throwing that out the window. Counting calories, we throwing that out the window. Unless you just really enjoy it. Some people really actually love counting calories. Some people actually love weighing their food. It's like, ding, 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 I get to weigh my food today. Ding, 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 I get to pull out my app and I get to count all of my calories on my food. Some people love that. If that's you, man, God bless you. But no, I that's not me. You know what I mean? Okay, cow milk is good. If you don't know my stance on dairy, right? I told you I don't recommend dairy. And people are like, well, why don't you recommend dairy? Just watch the documentary called Utterly Amazing. And I'll leave it at that. Just watch that. It's not even a documentary, it's a lecture. Just go sit in on that lecture. It's called Utterly Amazing. Just sit in on it, and you will be utterly amazed by the end. And you will understand what I mean by milk, why I don't recommend it. Hey, about stevia, you said a few others. Monk fruit, allulose. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose, the three. Hey, does anybody, okay, here we go. All right, too much time. Yeah, too much time for what? Too much time to, no, it ain't. What's too much time? 2 hours and 45 minutes, is it? Is it? All right, okay, if you say it's too much time, I'm gonna give you the ultimate shortcut. If you say this is too much time, here it is, the ultimate shortcut. And this will shut everything down. How do you get rid of diabetes, folks? This is it. You show up, the ultimate shortcut is the formula. You show up, right? And then the next step is you do the work. That's the next step. And then you do it again tomorrow. That's it. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. All right. You can say, like, this is taking too long. If it's taking too long, here's the shortcut. Show up, do it again tomorrow. I mean, show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. Only way you're gonna get rid of diabetes, folks. And you can try it, because I know you've been trying it for like many, many years, right? I know you've been trying this thing for many, many years to get rid of the diabetes. And tell me all the stuff that you tried. All the stuff that you tried, and you look back and 15, 20 years later, and it's still the same. What's changed? What's changed in 20 years? The only thing that's changed is your prescription. We already talked about overnight oats, folks. Is cornmeal, no, cornmeal is, no. Throw that out. I am fighting to keep my levels down now and searching for a dietary cookbook. Y'all. Here's the thing. If you want to streamline that, you can hang out with me for 2 weeks. If you've been searching and you can't find it, if you search and search and search and search and you can't find it, I know where it is. It's linked in my bio. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's where it is. That's where it is. Accept the challenge. If you've gotten to the point where you, like, listen, I tried a 2-week challenge, Kelly. I tried it. That's why it's called a challenge. It's not built for everybody. Most people are going to be like, Kelly, I am okay with my diabetes. I am okay with this condition. I am okay. If you're okay managing this, if you're okay where you are with diabetes, then this is probably not the right life for you. If you're okay with where you are when it comes to diabetes, this is not the right life for you. Because here's what we talk about on this live. We talk about there's a big gap, and I mean a big one, between knowing and doing. There's a big gap between knowing and doing. You can know a whole bunch of stuff, but if you don't do anything about it, you just a fool, basically. You just a fool. You don't let your learning lead to knowledge. You'll become a fool. Don't let all of this learning that I just taught y'all lead to just straight up knowledge. Like, yeah, I got knowledge, bro. I got knowledge, dog. I'm book smart. I read a whole bunch of books, man. I read like 50 books this year. Okay, you read 50 books this year. But then the next question is, how much of those books did you put into action? From all that knowledge that you got from those books, how much of it did you put into action? And then here's what you're going to hear. Crickets. Crickets. You know what that means? That means you're a fool. That's what it means. You're a fool. You're a fool with a whole bunch of damn knowledge. They ain't put none of it to work. But on the other side, if you let your learning lead to action, woo! If you let your learning from all them books that you read lead to some action, wow. Do you know what you can do? I don't think you realize what you can do. I'm going to tell you some of the things that you can do if you let your learning lead to action. Number one is you can get off of the medication. And people ask me, what about Ozempic, Kelly? What somebody say? Well, what about Ozempic, Kelly? Well, what about this medication? What about that medication? What about this medication? What about that medication? You can take all the medications. But until you change, until you actually until you actually do the action, it's all for nothing, man. So don't let your learning, please, man. I'm on this live with y'all right now, man. Don't let your learning lead to action, man. Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Don't do it. Because you're going to become a fool. And people are going to be like, look at this damn fool right here. Look at this fool right here. They're going to let all this damn learning he got, telling people about this and that and this and that. He ain't done none of that he's talking about. None of it. Damn fool. This damn homie the clown. This homie the clown right here. Look at this homie the clown. Homie the clown never messes around. You want to action, join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use the live discount code SAVE20. All right. No milk, yogurt, sour cream, cheese. I can't tell you not to do that. If that's what you want, that's what you have. But I'm just telling you there's repercussions to it. So it's choice time. It's repercussions to it. I'm just saying, why, if you want to understand my stance on dairy, you watch that lecture called Utterly Amazing, and you will be utterly amazed at what dairy is by the end of it. My husband is on insulin now for type 2, right? Here's the thing. If he's on insulin now for type 2, he can actually here's the thing. He can go get a C-peptide test. Here's what your husband can do. He can go get a C-peptide test. And if that test comes back within range, if that test comes back that he's good to go, if his A1, I mean, if his C-peptide is above a 0.5, the only thing that's holding him back, that means that he can reverse diabetes. That means the only thing that's holding him back, here's the only thing that's holding him back, is his inaction. That's the only thing that's holding him back. Like I told you before, learning, knowledge, big gap, all that stuff. Yeah, it's true. It's true. If he takes the action right now, if he takes the steps, but you can't take the step for him. I know it's your husband. You can't take him for him. He's got to take those steps himself. That's the only way it's going to stick. Because if you try to get him to do it, he's going to resist you. Because people don't resist change. They resist being changed. What about Ozempic? Somebody said, well, what about Ozempic? I'm a fruit fanatic. My A1C is a 7. How do you feel about that? You okay with the 7? Like I said, some people are okay with their A1C. Some people are like, mine's a 7, I'm okay with it. Mine's a 10, I'm okay with it. I have the knowledge. I know what it is. Am I going to do anything about it? No, I ain't doing anything about it. I know what it is, though. I don't do anything about it. You know what I'm saying? So learning, there's a big gap between knowing and doing. Can you tell us again how to beat type 2 diabetes? By doing the work, showing up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. That's it. What's the work? So, lifestyle medicine, peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. That's how you do it. We spend the whole time on clean eating, but it's 4 areas. There's 5 really. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, and effective sleep. And effective sleep. What was my breaking point? People are like, well, what was my breaking point? It's called the day that turned your life around. That's what I call it. My breaking point, or the day that turned my life around, was the day that my mother passed away. No, it wasn't that day. It wasn't a combination of that day. So my mother passed away in 2019, in October of 2019, from insulin resistance, metabolic syndrome, all of that stuff, right? Heart disease. She passed away from a heart attack, but it's ultimately the cause of insulin resistance, basically. So when she passed away, I was obese, I was a diabetic, and I had heart disease. I didn't know it. I didn't know it until I actually went to the doctor 2 months later. I mean, I knew that my belly was getting big. You can obviously see that I'm a fat. I'm like, dude, you're fat, bro. Yeah. You can obviously see that. But as far as diabetes and heart disease, I didn't know about that till I went to the doctor. And when I went to the doctor, yeah, that. And they told me I'm a diabetic, heart disease, and obesity. And I remember that my mother just passed away from the same thing. Yeah. Yeah. That was the day to turn my life around. That was the day that the pain got so bad. The pain of losing my mother from the same condition that I just got diagnosed with. And that was the day to turn my life around. And that was the only way that I'm here with y'all right now, folks. Had that day not happened, had I not had that day, I would not be here now. I'd be in the dirt. Because that was like 5 years ago. And I was like 40 years old. I was already having heart palpitations. You know what I'm saying? I was already doing all that stuff. Look. I was already there. You feel what I'm saying? I was already having the heart palpitations. I had already had this was 2 months after my mother. This was like a week before I got my diagnosis. Maybe like 2 weeks before I got it was in December. I took this picture in December, and then I went back to the doctor later in sometime in December, and it's when I got that diagnosis. Now, like, I could tell that I was a big guy. I could tell that. But I didn't know that I was a diabetic. I didn't know that I had heart disease. Yeah, that was the day to turn my life around, folks. What's your day? A lot of people haven't had that day yet, which I respect it. And I respect that, right? Oh yeah, right over here. Here it is, right? This is the guy. Look at that guy. Look how insecure he was. Look at that. Look at his stomach. Look, why are my hands in front of my stomach? Because it's called insecurity, folks. That's how. How did I do it? Streamline my approach. Same thing I'm going to teach y'all in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that live discount code SAVE20 because we're getting ready to get up out of here. This live is about to end. We're going to cut it short today. We're going to go for about, how long have we been going? 3 hours. We're going to go for about 3 hours a day because it's been a long day to get all this other stuff up. The meds is doing more harm than good because of the side effects. What the heck do you eat for breakfast on the quick, right? Sections 1 and 2. Sections 1 and 2, a savory breakfast. A savory breakfast is something like a protein and a fat, healthy protein and a fat and a veggie. Something like chicken and broccoli and an avocado. That's a savory breakfast. A savory breakfast is a protein and a fat and a non-starchy veggie. That's a real quick version. My A1C is 6.2. I have to get off insulin. Doctor keeps adding, and I'm having so many lows. Yeah. You have to get off. But here's the thing, Sherry, you can't just hope it away. You can't just say I have to. That's a very good starting point. A very good starting point is being aware. Being aware that you know that you have to get off this insulin. That is called awareness. And the awareness, all transformation begins with a new awareness. All of it. All transformation. If you don't have this awareness, you're not going to transform. You're just going to stay on the insulin. It's just going to keep on increasing, and your numbers are going to be all over the place. Why? It's because we haven't addressed the issue. The issue is you're severely insulin resistant. The issue is we got to talk about your stress management. We got to talk about your activity. We definitely got to talk about your eating, and we got to talk about your sleeping. We got to talk about all those areas because that's what it is, folks. That's what it is. Like, you want to get rid of diabetes, when you want to get off of the meds, like I said before, you're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to be a part of the fantastic few. Yeah, it's hard, but you're going to have to, here's two sides of it. Either you complain about it or you can get better. They're all hard. You heard the saying before, choose your hard. Like, having diabetes and all that stuff is hard. That's hard. Having diabetes, losing your vision is hard, man. Getting them saying like, yo, we got to amputate. That's hard. That would be hard for me because I love the ref. I referee basketball, right? I'm a basketball ref, high school basketball, and then like the crowd is going crazy. Like, I love it. Like, people are like, oh, ref, you suck and all that stuff. I love it. And when the crowd, when the arena is packed, and we got a packed high school at a high school gym, and it's a varsity game, and the crowd is going nuts. Like, I love it. Now, I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to do that like I do now, had I kept going down the same path that I was going to go down. You know what the path what I was going down? I told you I was diabetic, heart disease, obesity. That was 5 years ago. It probably ultimately would have led to some kind of amputation. Ultimately, that's what it leads to, some kind of amputation of my toes and feet and all that stuff. And then now I can't do what I love to do. I can't go out and referee basketball and get yelled at by the crowd and say, "Ref, you suck." I loved it. I can't do that anymore. Why? It's because I chose the easy way. I chose not to do what was hard. I chose not to do what was hard. So as a result, now I had to get my damn leg amputated. Now I can't go referee basketball, which I love to do. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth it? Is your comfort zone worth that? Because the only way you're going to get off of that insulin is if you get outside of your comfort zone and do the work. Other than that, that's where your future is going. Amputation, vision loss, more medication, energy, low energy. That's just what, you know how the story goes. You've seen the stories. You want to be one of those statistics? Don't be a statistic, folks. You don't want to be a statistic. Like my mother was a statistic. She passed away from the leading cause of death, which is a heart attack. She was a statistic. My mother, the woman I love dearly, she is now she passed away and it was became a statistic. She was part of the statistic. My sister, 2 years ago, this month, I don't even know what the day. What's today? Today is the 11th. She passed away on, what was it, the 16th maybe? I don't remember which day it was. 2 years ago, it was in September. And it's from complications from diabetes. Complications from diabetes. So folks, when I tell you that there's two teams, either you can be a part of the fantastic few who actually does the work, or you can be a part of the mediocre many. You can be a part of either one of those two teams. It's your choice. It's choice time at this point. What's the fantastic few for those who are, because we got it. You know what? We're going to stay on here until 2 o'clock. The fantastic few. We're going to stay on for 17 more minutes, folks. The fantastic few. What the hell is that? Like I said earlier, if you're just joining us, that is those few people who know what they got to do. These people are fantastic. They know what the hell they got to do. Like I told you, all the work that you're going to have to do. There's a few people that know what they got to do. And part of the fantastic few, they are the few people who will actually do the work. They are the few people. Now I say a few people, but I mean, like, if you look up this thing, there's so many people who have reverse diabetes. It's not even type 2 diabetes. It's not even funny. Me included. Me was one of those. And you can go look at my reviews. Many other people that we reversed their diabetes. Because your body just wants to heal itself. Like that's all it wants to do. It's common sense. Just give it what it needs. That's it. Give it the lifestyle medicine that it needs, and it will heal itself. Now, most people are going to be a part of the mediocre mini. The mediocre mini says this. Mediocre mini says, I'm going to do what everybody else says. I'm going to do what everybody else does. If they're taking the medication, I'm taking the medication. If they're getting their toes chopped off, I'm getting my toe chopped off. If they're losing their vision, I'm losing my vision too. Jump on board. It's a lot of us. Jump on board. We're the part of the mediocre mini. You don't want to be on that team, folks. You want to be part of the fantastic few. Okay? You want to be part of that fantastic few. There's only 200 people that joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Like I told you, I talked to thousands of people on across all of the what's the name, but only across all of the platforms. But only a few people sign up for the challenge. Only a few people. Only a few people will say, "Yeah, man, let's do it." Because most people are part of the mediocre mini. They're not going to say that they're part of the mediocre mini, but their actions will prove that they are. Because you can't spare 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks is all. 2 weeks is all. You telling me, Kelly? In 2 weeks, we're gonna bring my blood sugar back to something respectable, something like close to the normal range, if not the normal range. Many people who have been their normal range. Many people on the challenge in 2 weeks had diabetes 20 years. 2 weeks. Fantastic few, folks. Mediocre many. If you want to join the challenge, click the link in my bio, register for the quiz, register for the master class, and join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's where it is. It's all linked in my bio. Use the live discount code 17 save 20, save 20. You're joining the challenge for $79. What's the name of the test again, sir? C-peptide. C-peptide test. That's one you want to take. Wow. All right. I went A1C 8.1, 6.2. I'm not satisfied. I did 30 minutes in home workout 6 days a week. Okay, great. You went from 8.1 to a 6.2. That's fantastic, Decon. That's fantastic. Shout out to you. What do you have to do to join? To join the challenge, you click the link in my bio, and then you click the link in my bio, and then so you click right up here, and then you click on my picture again, and then you click the link in my bio, and then you click on the challenge, and then you use that live discount code, save 20, save 20. And you're in the challenge. It's $79 to join the challenge. If you use that live discount code, it's $99 normally, but if you use that discount code, save 20, the live discount code, you're in the challenge for $79. You're going to be part of the fantastic few at that point. Because you don't, like I told you before, you don't want to be a part of that mediocre many. A lot of people will say, I want to be part of the fantastic few, but when I tell them here's the work that they got to do, be like, Kelly, you know what, bro? No, I think I'll stick out. I think I'll deal with the possible amputation and possible vision loss. I think I'll deal with that than to hang out with you for 2 weeks. Because what you're telling me is I'm going to have to do some work. And Netflix is calling my name. So no, bro. And I get it. Totally get it. That is why I want you to do 5 good reasons. I want you to go in the mirror, right? If that is your attitude, if you say, Kelly, yeah, I'm listening to you, bro, but change is so hard, bro. It's so hard. Yeah, change. That's hard. Change is hard. But what's harder? Losing your life 15 years too soon? Do you know how old my sister was when she passed away from diabetes 2 years ago? She was 55 years old, folks. 55. And she passed away from complications from diabetes. I miss my sister dearly. Can't talk to her anymore. Because she's no longer, because of complications from diabetes. I'm serious. It happens to people, folks. You might think that it ain't going to happen to you. You might think, oh, it won't happen to me. Hey, all right. Okay. Fantastic few, mediocre many. Just remember that one. Yo, does the sun have impact on when it comes to sugar levels? The sun has great impact on your sugar levels. Great impact. Vitamin D has a great impact on how insulin sensitive you are. Vitamin D. Right? So go out in the sun, get your vitamin D. Go out in the sun very first thing in the morning. It's a beautiful medicine. Go out there first thing in the morning. And before you have your coffee, before you have anything, man, go out into the sun and get you some sun. Get that sun, hit your eyes, 5-10 minutes. 5 or 10 minutes. Where can you find more information? Click right up here. My links in my bio right here. Right here. Click right here and then click on my picture again. I can't show you where it is. I can't show you where it is because I'm going to get slapped on the hand. So this is the furthest I can take you. Right here, click right here, and then click on my picture again. And there's another link. There's another link that you can click on. It's called the link in my bio. Again, I can't take you much further. I can't actually show you where it is because we'll get everything will get shut down. If I actually, even though it's linked in my bio, I'll get in trouble. Last question. Do you think diabetes is hereditary? I don't think that it is. It's not hereditary. It is, but it isn't. It is, but it isn't. My sister was 55 years old. Do you think diabetes is hereditary? It is, but it isn't. Yes and no. I don't think, I know. It's called epigenetics. It means that here's what it runs in your family. Diabetes runs in your family. Yes, it does. If diabetes runs in your family, here's the thing. If you do this, if you live the same lifestyle that your family did, you live the same lifestyle that your family, everybody did, all these people lived in your family and they all got diabetes. If you live that same lifestyle, these styles, You want to know what's going to happen to you? It's going to happen to you too, because it runs in your family. It's deep in your DNA. It is. But here's the thing. You want to know how you can flip the whole script? The whole script. Is there something more powerful than your genetics? And what's more powerful than your genetics? Oh, it's called epigenetics. Epigenetics. Epi, EPI, means above genetics. That simply means this. Yeah, if diabetes runs in your family, you're going to get it too. But if you change the way that your genes are expressed by changing the signals that your body is getting, AKA your lifestyle, how are you managing your stress? How are you managing your activities? What are you eating? Are you eating like your family? Are you living the exact same lifestyle as your family did? Then yes, you're going to get it. But if you totally flip the game, the chances of you getting it are slim, especially diabetes, type 2 diabetes. Let me say that one. The chances of you getting are slim to none if you maintain your pace. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating. When you click that link in my bio, and when you register for the quiz, and when you register for that masterclass, the masterclass is absolutely free. In this masterclass, what are we doing? I'm breaking down the 4-part formula: peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleeping. When you register and you sit in on that class, here's what's going to happen. You're going to get so much knowledge, like I talked about knowledge. You're going to have a lot of knowledge. But at that point, you're going to have to act. You're going to be stuck with a choice. I got to act. All right? Yeah. So no, diabetes doesn't run in your family. Here's the thing I want you to remember. Just remember, jot this one down. Diabetes ran in my family until it ran into me. Just say that all day. For the rest of the day here on out, just brainwash yourself with this. Brainwash yourself with this. Diabetes ran in my family until it ran into me. Just brainwash yourself with that. Just like, you know what I mean? Just hypnotize yourself with that saying. Diabetes ran in my family until it ran into me. So my kids, yeah, they ain't going to get it. They ain't going to get it. It ain't hereditary. What's hereditary is our lifestyle. The same lifestyle that we eat and all the same stuff, that's what's hereditary. Diabetes ain't hereditary. It's your lifestyle that is. Hope that makes sense. I'm sorry about your mom. Appreciate that. That's why you're so passionate about this. That is why I'm so passionate about this, right? Because I lost pretty much all of my family members to these chronic health conditions. Started with my mom, and then then my father, and then my sister, and then my brother last year, right? So yeah, chronic illnesses is no joke, man. It's no joke. You got to take this stuff seriously, man. You do. Who would have ever thought in 2025 my mom will be gone, my sister will be gone, my dad will be gone, my brother will be gone, all from chronic health conditions? This all started in 2019. You would have thought in 2025, like, yo, where's the family barbecue, family hangouts, and all the Thanksgivings and all that stuff, family vacations? It's all out the window now. It's all out the window now because of this little thing called basically neglect. That's basically what it leads down to. It's neglect. We neglected our health. And it will catch up to you, just like it was catching up to me. And I decided, like I told you, like talk about diabetes running in your family. Yeah, I had diabetes. I had heart disease just like my mom did. And then you know what I did? I pivoted. And when I made that pivot, guess what happened? Now, no longer diabetes, no longer have heart disease, and I'm no longer obese. No longer obese. I went from an extra large shirt to a small. From an extra large to a small in less than a year. That's the size shirt that when I got to an extra large, man, it was just, I felt so defeated. Like, dude, I gotta wear an extra large? Dang. Extra large. Not large, extra large. This guy, extra large right here. Look. Extra large. This guy was wearing an extra large shirt right here. It was so big. Look, I'll show you how big it was. Look at how it's hanging off of me now. It's the same shirt. And it's the same pants. It's the same shirt and the same pants. Look. Right? Same shirt, same pants. All from changing my lifestyle. It didn't have nothing to do with no doggone genetics or being hereditary. It's called work, doing it, what most people don't want to do. My reverse my own, just nutrition and exercise. That's it. Audrey, that's it. That's the stuff that people don't want to do. They know what they got to do. And they like, Kelly, I'm going to do everything I can not to do that. Because I ain't trying to leave my comfort zone. And as a result, I'm going to probably check out of here 20 years too soon. I'll probably check out of here 20 years too soon. Right? Here's what they can. Here's what's free. Information is free. You can go. Information is free. Like I told you in my bio, there's a quiz and there's a master class. There's a master class. It's absolutely all you got to pay is attention. That's all you got to pay is attention in the master class. I am. Do you see this? Not see this right here? What that says? Certified nutritionist. Right. So yes, I got plaques on the wall over there, yo. So yeah, absolutely. C-peptide. Yeah, C-peptide is you want to go get one of those. That's when here's what a C-peptide test is going to reveal. It's going to reveal if you can get rid of diabetes or not. If you can get rid of diabetes, yeah, your C-peptide is. That C-peptide comes back within range, and you come back and it's between like a 0.5. If it's above a 0.5, let me say that. If it's above a 0.5, that means your body's producing enough insulin. It produces enough insulin to function normally. And the only thing, and that point, and this is why people won't go get that test, man. This is why people won't go get that test, Tony. It's because at that point, they don't have any more excuses. What you don't know is if you don't know it, you're like, yo, I don't know what my C-peptide number is, Kelly. So I'm gonna keep on doing what I've been doing. I don't want to change, man. I prefer my comfort zone, Bri. I prefer that. A lot of people do prefer their comfort zone, right? But nothing good happens inside of your comfort zone. Nothing. So you go get that C-peptide test. It's either going to expose you or reveal you. It's either going to, just like the quiz. You take this to the quiz linked in my bio. It's either going to reveal you or it's going to expose you. One of the two. Reveal you or expose you. And when your number comes back good, the only excuse that you have is there are no excuses at that point. Sorry. There are no excuses at that point when the doc says your numbers are good. You can reverse, you're producing enough insulin. There are no excuses. That is exactly why people are not going to go take that test. Because they want to hang on to that excuses. But you got to have reasons. Reasons. 5 good reasons. Reasons come first, answers come second. Go give yourself 5 good reasons. Go stand in the mirror and give yourself 5 of these. 5 of what are those? Reasons. 5 reasons as to why you deserve better health. Good reasons. 5 good reasons as to why you deserve better health. I have a question. Is it possible to have both type 1 and type 2? Yes, it's called type 1.5. Exactly. That usually happens a little bit later in life. It's called type 1.5. So yes, you can have both. Could my wife use one account? Could my wife and I use one account to join the challenge? Absolutely, you can. You guys are together, right? So if you join the challenge, you're together. Of course you can. You're going to be eating together, right? You're just doing the same thing, right? You're following the blueprint. It's a blueprint. That's what the challenge is all about, folks. That's a shame. Sorry about that, brother. Yeah, you probably missed your sister. Yeah, I miss my sister Dilly. She is with God. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Not always true. What's not always true? Can somebody that's not fat get diabetes? Absolutely, you can. It's called TOFI. Thin on the outside, fat on the inside. There's a whole bunch of people. I know a lot of people who are slim and their A1C is out of control. All right. So yeah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Now, if you're obese, if you got some weight on it, it increases your chances. It increases the chances of you getting diabetes. Yes, it does make sense. I'm using ChatGPT to help me with diabetes. Okay. So far, it knows everything. Yeah, you're using it, right? There's a difference though. But like I said, there's a difference between knowing and doing. Just so we're aware of that. There's a difference between knowing. There's a big gap between knowing and doing. Just so we're clear. And you can use ChatGPT, but just know that there's a big gap between knowing and doing. And I'll leave it at that. I won't say it. I want to say anything else after that. For real, it'd be like that. But that's me for 262, 229. I feel better and lighter. Fantastic. My A1C 7.2 today. Need help. If you need help, folks, here we're getting ready to get up out of here. Definitely hard, but not impossible. Yeah, it's hard. If it's hard, yeah, it's hard, then do it hard. If it's hard, then do it hard. If it's hard, then do it hard. Yeah, the doctor will test that test. You just gotta, it's not a normal test. It's not a test that when you go get your normal checkup, they're gonna give you a C-peptide test. They ain't gonna give you that. You gotta specifically ask for it. So like, yo, doc, I've had this diabetes thing for many, many, many years, man. Let's just get down to it. Let's stop playing around, man. We've been playing around for like 20 years, bro. Let's stop playing around. What? Give me a C-peptide test. And they'll pull your blood, they'll give you a C-peptide test. And then when the results come back, just be prepared. When the results come back, if it says that you can do it, if it says that your blood sugar, your insulin is good, you can do it. And then at that point, when you say like, damn, I should have never taken this test. Now I actually got to do the work. Freak. It can defeat some people. Like, damn, I've been messing around for many, many years. It can encourage some people, but most people, like, it simply means this. It means they got to get outside of their comfort zone. And human beings want to do three things. We want to seek pleasure, or we want to avoid pain, and we want to choose the path of least resistance, folks. C-peptide test. You get it from your doctor. But that's it, folks. We're getting ready to get up out of here. I heard exercise doesn't even matter. It's mainly about what you eat for weight loss. Exercise does matter, but yeah, it is mainly what you eat. You're absolutely right. It is mostly what you eat, right? It's mostly what you eat. It's been 6 weeks since I ate red meat or pork. Okay, fantastic. Folks, well, we're getting ready to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. Today was kind of like a crazy time, man, because we were on earlier and we were getting in it was a chaotic, right? So, but we stayed on today. We normally is 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. This is normal time. We're on at 2 o'clock right now, Central Time. But it's normally 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, folks. Monday through Saturday. That's what we come on every single day. And for my subscribers, every Saturday, 12 noon, we do subscribers only live. So if you subscribe, right? Great. Hey Kelly, can you only have 2 meals in the 14-day challenge, skipping breakfast? Yeah, you can do that. That it works like this. It works on, some people have 2 meals, some people have 3 meals, some people, you know what I mean? Here's how you eat. You eat when your body is requesting nutrients. So if it's 2 meals, great. If it's 3 meals, great. It's how is your body responding? Is your body responding well to 2 meals? Or do I need 3 meals? Right? It's totally up to you. It's totally up to you. It doesn't matter how many meals a day you eat. It just matters how is your body requesting? Are you hungry? Are your body really telling you I need energy? Or you're only eating because the clock says that it's dinner time. If you ate a beautiful lunch, let's just say you ate a lunch like 2 o'clock right now. I'm about to go eat something. If I eat a beautiful lunch, it's 2 o'clock. And dinner time comes and it's 7 o'clock and I'm not hungry. The question is, should I eat? Should I eat if I had a beautiful lunch and dinner time comes and I'm not even hungry? I'm still feeling good. The question is, should I still eat because it's dinner time? To eat or not to eat? That is the question. To eat or not to eat? That is the question. Yes, you're right, Catherine. The answer is no. You do not eat. You do not eat because your body is saying, I'm good on energy. I don't need any energy. I don't need to eat. That's why we eat, folks. We don't eat for pleasure. We eat because we need to. Your body's requesting the nutrients. So no, you shouldn't eat just because it's 7 o'clock and it's dinner time and that's part of your routine and you're not even hungry. Yeah. That's called giving your body more energy than what it needs. and that's called high blood sugar, and that's called insulin resistance. That's what that leads to. Yeah. Or when you need to take supplements. Okay, whenever you need to take supplements. Fair enough. Fair enough. But that's it, folks. Get ready to get up out of here. Click the link in my bio. Register for the quiz. Register for the master class. Man, let's get this thing to 40,000 before we get up out of here. Taps. 40,000 taps. Well, we're getting there, right? Bebop that screen, folks. Share this live out. We're getting ready to end it anyway. Share this live out. Bebop that screen, man. Let's get this thing to 40,000. If you're serious about change, step number one. Thank you for the daily heart me. Step number one, click the link in my bio. Register for the quiz. Step number two, register for the master class. It's a free master class. Only thing you got to pay is attention. That's all you got to pay. And then it's 45 minutes. And then check this out. The last thing is to register to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This is for people who have gotten to the point where they're like, yo, it's about that action now. Like the talk is over. I'm about to be a part of the fantastic few. I'm about to get out of this mediocre mini type of stuff. Because I see what this comfort zone stuff leads to you. So I'm gonna be courageous, Kelly, and I'm gonna get outside of my comfort zone. Now, even if it just takes 2 weeks, I'm gonna get outside of my comfort zone for 2 weeks. And you think about it, my comfort zone for 2 weeks. And then you think, oh, my favorite food is still gonna be there after 2 weeks. If you join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, here's what I can guarantee. I can guarantee you this. It's safe to say I can guarantee you this. You join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I guarantee if you follow the blueprint, your blood sugar is going to look night and day different than what it does right now. Are you going to get rid of diabetes? No. Is it going to make you more and more insulin sensitive? You're going to be like, I ain't seen these numbers in many, many, many years? Yeah. And is it going to stay there? Yeah. Then the other side of that is I can continue to do what I've been doing. And 2 weeks is going to go by anyway. 2 weeks is going to go by anyway. Why not challenge myself for 2 weeks? Because at the end of because 2 weeks is going to go by anyway, my favorite food is still going to be there. The ding dongs are still going to be there in 2 weeks. The beef jerkies, the McDonald's, the cherry Cokes and all that stuff is still going to be there in 2 weeks. I can guarantee you that. Choice time, folks. It's time to make a choice. You want to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge? Everything's all mapped out for you. Use the live discount code SAVE20. It's $99 to join the challenge. But if you use that discount code, you're joining it today for $79, folks. Until tomorrow, folks. Till tomorrow. Here's what I want y'all to remember. I want you to remember this. Oh, yeah. Click the link in my bio. That's where all the stuff is. But until tomorrow, I want y'all to remember this. When we're born, we look like our parents. But when we die, we look like our choices. It's choice time. Yeah, it's coming to an end. Yeah, I'm trying to shut it down.